No, this is tea. That's supposed to be like
Hi,
two
Herald.
coffees.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
I noticed the little deafened icon went off, and I'm like, shoot.
Hello.
Go
Okay.
silent now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ichor in Honor. I am your host, the Herald, and
I'm Markiplier.
and that's Delan, part of our party from part of the Dumb Luck Club. So,
Been a month.
currently I'm staying on brand as usual. Oh, and the camera went off. There we go. Welcome back. So,
I'm at the food place. I'm just waiting on the food.
and Gale's currently getting food, so we're gonna have him join in the adventure as we are about to get started.
We're on brand tonight, man.
We totally are.
Yes, we are.
It's great. We love it. But yeah, glad to see you're alive, Gale. But
I was alive. I just wasn't at my computer.
I know. But anyways, announcement-wise, all I really have to mention is that do keep in mind that the Revive Pandemic is going to be on Thursday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But I do have something else in the works. Something that only one person in this call knows. So, all I will tell you is for this just so you all know what we're thinking. We may have more than one dungeon master. That's all I'm going to say. But that's all for now, but as always, if you guys enjoy the campaign, please be sure to like and subscribe. And without any further delay, let us go ahead and begin. Ichor and Honor.
Woo! Miss you guys.
It's been way too long.
Where we last left off with the party, the Dumb Luck Club had ventured forth into the Spire Mountains, looking to try to find the Great Colossus, a supposed deity that is worshipped by the Oni that live in this mountain range. They found themselves realizing that they were not alone in this quest to finding him, as they ventured forth through the crypt that led towards their destination. They discovered that there were signs of other people there. Lo and behold, they discovered it was the Conjurer and the Falconer. Having battled the both of them, the party had noticed that there was something off about the Falconer, as he seemed to be controlled by the Conjurer. Without a moment without taking their time, they rushed into battle and defeated the Conjurer. But only after he summoned forth a spell in an attempt to not go down by himself. However, thanks to the arcane abilities of Daphne, the spell had been prevented in doing any true harm to them. Lydia, on the other hand, nearly faced that danger head on, but was saved by Falconer at the cost of his own life. Her brother, protecting her just like he had done before in the past. Despite this, the party not only recovered some whatever they could find on the Conjurer that they seemed to deem as important, they had also revived the Falconer, Itham. Itham seemed to have a bit of gaps of memory from what they could tell. But they did not. But they decided not to dwell on that for the time being and go after the Great Colossus. They were able to find the Colossus after completing a rather strange ritual. They spoke to the Colossus, realizing how grand and powerful he is, and how big, to say the least, making even the Oni seem like halflings in his presence.
Umeko is just a molecule compared to the Colossus.
He was a big boy. But with this, the party were able to convince the Colossus in stepping forth and dealing with the situation at hand. Though he was not going to go himself. Instead, he sent someone else in his stead.
I have a little yum yum pop too.
A person named Zoser, who Diar instantly recognized as someone who was part of this clan that served the Great Colossus, seeming to come back to life and guide the group towards the exit. But they had stopped where they had had the initial battle with the Conjurer and the Falconer, seeming that Zoser had actually noticed that their exhaustion. And as Daphne had set up the dome so everyone can rest up, that is where we are going to pick up. Starting with Lydia. As you had gone off to the side with Itham, who still seems to be quite lost in everything that's just happened.
Yep. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna talk his ear off, or like answer any questions he might have, until the point of like he needs to sleep, because obviously we know he still has that exhaustion from dying.
Yeah, so you would spend some time asking questions, trying to figure everything out, ranging from asking you about like how, like after what supposedly had happened, where like after he had died, what happened to you? Where did you go? What happened with, like, have someone been taking care of you and all this other stuff, like going full blown confused about concerned about your well-being and all this other stuff, and wanting to know more about the Pale Hands in particular.
He's a concerned big brother. Aww.
He do a concern. Yeah, like whatever questions he might have, Lydia will answer those until eventually it's like she knows it's time to like hey, you really need to go to sleep, and eventually lead him back over to the dome.
Okay.
Maybe with like a warning glance to Daphne, be like, be gentle. Like he's still a little fucked up.
Daphne's just gonna raise a brow because she currently is just sitting there half in a trance. I'm not gonna attack him if that's what you're worried about.
I know you are going to say things.
Lydia, dear, whatever would I say?
My point. Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, she's a fucking angel.
Thank you.
Delan.
Daylin, you're still rather new to this shenanigans.
Lydia, I don't know where this suspicion has come from. I have been nothing but kind to you.
She's a dirty liar.
Okay.
Don't listen to everything she says.
Don't listen to her, lad. Don't listen to her, lad. She's a saint.
Both of you give me persuasion checks, Lydia and Delan.
We're trying to
Wait,
clear
Lydia-
Gale.
This is like bullshit.
Wait, what am I doing? Persuasion?
Yes,
32.
both of you.
24.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Mhm.
Almost done.
There's a hint of uncertainty about him as he's just looking between both of you, but just slowly just seems to just drink from his rations, the water that he still had. Just a little bit confused.
Does he have like a bedroll? Does he have any like belongings?
Not from what you can tell, considering a giant meteor fell on him.
Valid.
No one just went to check if his stuff was okay, if he had any.
I mean,
He just seems to be sitting there,
Well,
just looking around in this dome, just trying to take in everything.
I will sacrifice my bedroll. So set up my bedroom like here. You may use this until we find time to go buy stuff. Because apparently,
Yes, you want. Yes, I imagine you would want your shirt back, Lydia.
Yes, I usually sleep in that shirt. It would be nice to eventually have it back.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, and he just looks at the shirt. It's awfully big for you.
Oh,
It's
that's because technically it's not hers.
You're smarter than this, Itham. 2 and 2 equal 4. I know you can do this. I know
No,
you're smarter than
plus
this.
2 equals fish.
You shut up.
I'm
That
sorry,
was out of
it's.
character.
I'm sorry,
Dalan
but
just kind of leans into Itham. You see, when a bloke and a lass like each other very much.
I mean, I know that it's just for me it's a bit off-putting how one moment I remember Lidizel being as at the same age or close to the same age as, and are you around, youth?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, it's the same around the same close, or at least resembles the same age as you. And now the next moment I hear that she is married and has a child.
If it makes you feel any better, they're technically not married yet.
Also, I'm a tiefling, so I mean the aging kind of works different. I mean, if she was 18 at the time, then I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the equivalent of such. And then he just turns and looks at you, Lydia, and it says, "Are you certain you're not marrying a coward?"
Say that to his face. I am positive.
I'm not. This right as she says that, she clears her throat and turns the other way and starts looking to see if she has any letters in her diplomat's pouch.
Oh, okay.
She's like awkwardly walking away from the conversation after saying that.
Okay.
Oh no. I mean, technically we would have been married by now, but kind of got stuck here thanks to you.
He just, there's like, you could definitely see the gaps in his memories. He's actively trying to remember, just like, what?
Oh.
I'm just gonna push on the side of his face like, go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
But Lydia, you have so many interesting stories to tell him about you, about all our adventures.
I'm gonna choose not to listen.
So, youth.
Yes.
As you look through your diplomat's pouch, you do find what appears to be that of a letter.
We just got a letter.
It's more for me, but thank you.
You just got a letter.
You just got a
letter. Okay, thank you, Peanut Gallery. She's gonna open it.
All right. You see that it is a letter from Kinoto.
Oh, the principal.
It says the following. Elusive, I was wondering, how is the situation with your halfling friend at this time? Or, and you see that the friend is like in quotations. Has there been any issues since you have departed?
Dad's checking in, making sure you're okay with the people you're traveling with.
Hey,
she's gonna write the shortest response yet, and it's just a single like tiny note, and it just says "haven't killed each other yet" with a heart at the end, and she's gonna send it.
Okay.
Herald, is Roll20 playing music? Because some of us can't hear it.
It was doing a lot of atmospheric sounds, so.
Okay, because I'm like, I thought I heard birds for a second, but I don't hear anything.
Keep in mind, the area you're in, there is that opening at the top, so.
Right.
Yep.
Skylight.
Yep.
Speaking of Diplomat's Pouch, do I have any letters?
That would be interesting.
Well, considering how you sent it that day, it's still going to be a little bit of time, as you're not exactly surprised you don't see any letters to you. Because time zones.
Stupid different time zones.
It's not streaming for something.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone need any sendings done before I sleep?
I got the sending part taken care of, and
All
Gale's actually going to open up his Book of Shadows. Well, it'll appear. He's going to open up the Book of Shadows, and he's going to write Medy's name in it.
Okay.
And he's going to write to Medy. Medy, we know your situation. If it's not too late, turn south and head to Mount Kirin. There's a Kara temple, claim sanctuary. Hold on. 25 exact, and writing that and sending it off to the cosmos to Medy.
Okay.
Delan just turns to Daphne when she asks about the sending. I already tried sending a message to Rodalia. She threatened to kill me because she was still sleeping. I think I found my wife.
I know you think you found your wife. I'm going to warn you right now. If you try and wake her up when she is sleeping, she will murder you.
I like them spicy.
She's tried it with me. It didn't work for obvious reasons, but...
Again, I like them spicy.
I realize that, and this is very amusing to me.
Oh, can I look
As
at...
amusing as those two blushing idiots, she says, pointing to Gale and referring to Delmara.
Speaking of sendings, I'm gonna look at it and be like, what languages do you know?
Let me go ahead and pull that up. Give me a second.
Oh.
And we're going to mark that off as the last third level spell.
If she doesn't reply, she's probably dead. This is out of character.
Or she's just too busy to reply because she's running for her life. Literally.
Well... Besides the obvious, and you pretty much know by this point, he's talking about Common and Elvish, which is kind of a given.
Yeah.
Sylvan, Undercommon, Draconic, Deep Speech, and Abyssal.
He knows more languages than you do, she says, looking at Lydia.
Yeah, but there's one he doesn't know. that I do know, and I will grab my sending stone and I will shoot a message off to Astrap in Thieves' Cant. And it'll just be checking in. Where's everyone? The car is in danger. Falren has fallen. Mortician's back. Chasing after Black Wolf's daughter. Please stay safe. And
Okay.
that's it.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
General panic.
Just, I'm not dead yet. Please don't die either.
He doesn't reply. He's
So-
already dead.
Everyone, all my friends are dead.
A nearer response and stuff. Yeah, about that. Wedding's
No,
off.
no.
I just
Okay.
hear the fucking Simpsons meme. He's already dead.
Yes,
You-
Ian.
So I'll now respond to each of these. So first of all, Lydia,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, okay. Anira is with Anan. Saul. Let's see, let me pull this up.
Where is my future husband?
I don't like the music.
Oh,
If something's happened to my future husband, there's gonna be problems.
Saul is here working on rooting out problems.
There's.
Bala is with Zaire. Zaire There's a moment of silence.
As he realizes there's not enough words.
I know, I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Went to Fall Ren. And then because of the word limit, it cuts off there.
Okay.
Did he send 2 messages? That way there's that gap?
No, they used the gap as in like he
okay.
was pausing.
Okay. Well, alright.
What's wrong?
Lydia?
Asked Astraf where everyone was just as like a safety
Precautionary.
check. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anira is still with Anan, as far as we're aware.
Uh-huh.
Thal is still in Kinkata working through his problems.
Right.
Bala was with Zaire, and the fun part is Zaire went to Fall Ren. So Bala and Zaire went to Fall Ren.
Daphne
Bala-
brings out her wire, wraps it round and round and round her finger.
Dollars. Well, thank you.
Zaire! Dear, lovely, lovely man, please tell me you're still alive. If not, I will revive you and kill you myself.
Wow.
If you aren't aware, Falren has fallen.
There's a moment of silence before you hear a response from Zaire. He says, "Oh, trust me, death would be such a pleasantry right now." We heard news that there was a siege taking place at Fall Ren. So me and Bala went to look into it. Lo and behold! Well, you kind of know what happened. Still looking into things here. And that's where the
Good news.
sending ends.
Good news, your salty best friend is still alive.
Is your husband? never mind. I was gonna. I'm retconning that because.
I was like, what? All right. At least they're still alive.
They're looking into it. And he's still as salty as ever.
Of course he would be. Why wouldn't he be? All right.
And it is in that moment, Lydia, you get a message, you get a sending sent your way.
I don't get those that often.
My apologies for the surprise. As you hear the voice of Navrin.
Oh, Navrin.
Oh.
But Ashraf wanted me to tell you that Tareth took the liberty in trying to look for your friend's daughter.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh.
Lydia? Everything okay, dear?
Lydia,
Remind me to ground my son forever?
why?
You've already threatened to do that because he became an adult without your permission.
Yeah, no, now he's like physically grounded. No more flying.
Why?
What did you do?
Did he desecrate a grave?
No, I just got a message from Navrin.
I can see youth doing. I can see youth desecrating a grave.
Yeah.
Youth is right here.
Hey.
Apparently, Terrace took it upon himself to look for Medy.
What?
As in
Black Wolf's
Black
daughter,
Wolf, who's being hunted by
the
Mortician.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah.
Got a message from Navrin's saying that Ashraf wishes to make me aware that my son has quote unquote taken the liberty to go looking for my friend's daughter.
With that passive intelligence, Lydia, you can now understand. You now put 2 and 2 together as to why there was that pause, and him having that "oh no" in his tone. Yes, youth.
Now remembering this, I swear I told you guys before session I wouldn't forget, and here I am almost forgetting it. She turns to Lydia and says, "This is going to be very, very random, but do you know anything about a ring?"
I know a lot of things about a lot of rings.
I'm
Kind of.
something that would send someone off their rocker to look for.
I do know of a ring that almost sent me off my rocker. And I will pull out Itham's journal, and I will flip to the page with the ring, and show it to you.
Does she recognize it at all?
Go ahead and give me. I'll say for this one, give me an Arcana check.
Oh
Guidance?
gosh.
I'll give you guidance.
Thank you, my beloved.
I love you.
Bardic
Oh, I
Inspiration.
You also got a Bardic Inspiration from Daphne just now.
Okay. So.
My last one before I
1d4.
sleep.
What's the Bardic Inspiration roll?
A D10.
Oh,
D10.
Daphne, I need to send you a message. It's not campaign related.
I can't math. Someone do it for me. This is intimidating.
18 plus 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Yeah, you're high.
20.
That's 27.
27.
Okay, thank you.
I can't
Math
either.
scares me. So 27 on that.
We're playing
Math
D&D
scares.
and you say math scares you.
And says the one who also calculates her DPR on each character.
So, 18. Okay, so you notice as you're looking at the ring, the image itself doesn't seem to catch anything that any resemblance of anything you might have seen before. However, You do notice the few bits of wording that had not been scribbled out.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about how this ring holds not only significant power, but also is the reason that the Emperor Kinos, well, it doesn't say the name Kinos specifically, had, or as it says in the book, the false emperor. It is argued that this ring is the reason the false emperor was victorious. And because of that, you do remember, and it makes you connect the dots to how your family was looking like your father was deeply invested in trying to find a ring that seemed to hold great significance. This could definitely be something.
Did she ever hear any details I could possibly like fill some of the blanks, if any at all, that are being scribbled out from the pages?
It's from what you understand, there wasn't much detail given, though.
Okay.
Because of your background and the work you've done, you would not be surprised if it's because information was withheld from him. But for what reason? That's the mystery.
Youth points her finger at the picture and looks up at Lydia and says, "My father was actually looking for this, I believe."
Why would he want that, of all
I
things?
don't know, but he was hell-bent on finding it.
Do you remember anything about, like, where he was looking for it? Or was it just kind of everywhere and anywhere?
Yeah.
You didn't really know about it back then.
Okay.
Especially because it wasn't passing. It wasn't of any particular interest to you. You just thought, oh, it's my dad just being crazy. And just didn't care.
The only thing I know is that it held great significance to him, but there's I don't know if.
And of course, after that last session, you do remember you do remember him saying how much of a financial risk it was.
Yeah, it's been putting our finances at risk. When he was looking for it, I'm not sure if he's still looking for it. I don't know what his intentions may be to find this. Because from what I know, he's not a part of the faithful.
I doubt you want to talk to him, right?
You see, like, visible, like, her eye is twitching a bit. Not in particular, but if it's needed, then I will.
I don't know, you can maybe ask him if he's found it yet or had any leads, and we can use that and try to raise him.
Yeah, the same daughter he hasn't heard from in how many years?
True. Name. That was the same ring that I got the lead from the shopkeep at the Blue Lantern that recommended going to the Cray and speaking with the Golden
Wait, DM, I can't remember. It's been so long in session. Does Talus have a diplomat's pouch?
You do remember she did steal your father's.
Wait, I forgot about that. she's gonna write down a letter quickly, just jot something down and say, did you ever hear anything about a rain from my father? And just send it to her.
Okay.
Lydia, do you want me to send a message to Tareth and tell him to back off because of the Falcon, because of the Mortician? Do you want him to continue? Do you want me to at least send him a warning?
At least a warning. I don't want him to get caught up in something he can't handle his own.
Should we have him meet us at Mount Kirin?
That's too far. And way out of the way. If anything, it'd be better if Tareth could possibly pick up Medy, if we could convince her to, like, trust him.
I mean, he's a child.
He is a child.
I mean, Mount Kirin is definitely closer than Fall Oak if she was running from Fall Ren. So if she makes her way southward, hopefully she can get there. And I'm really close to figuring it out. I might have a faster mode of transportation than Windwalk. But
really?
Yeah, it's something super cool that I've loved since Biren. But I can't do it yet, but I'm really close to figuring it out. But I don't know when I'm gonna figure it out, so it's not guaranteed, but it's faster than Windwalk.
Is it Druid shenanigans?
It is, Gale! We can go anywhere in this plane of existence through a tree I have seen or touched.
So you see Dalan. You see Dalan kind of lean forward for a second. I'm sorry. Did you say we would travel through a tree?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah. What?
When Redalia and Delmara left Ifhan, Daphne, didn't Delmara do something like that?
Yes.
Did. I was watching Delmara. Yes, I was watching Delmar and I got insanely
Of course,
jealous.
the tree hugger spell, and then she closes the book and hands it back to Lydia.
Yes!
Yes, it is a druid thing, and unfortunately I had delayed my druid learning for other important
Green Thumb.
Well, you were learning from your husband your craft, so...
I mean,
so you want me?
Yes, Daphne.
You want me to send a warning?
Yes, so I can at least sleep peacefully, knowing that at least my son's alive for the next 4 hours.
Okay. 1 moment. Well, we need to sleep for 8 because not everyone can rest for 4, dear. You got to remember that. Not everyone here is an elf.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't need to sleep for 8.
Youth is gonna keep a close eye on the diplomat's pouch, just waiting intently, like, answer me.
Open, close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since Daphne still has the copper wire around her finger, she's gonna activate the last sending spell she can do for the night without burning higher spell slots. Tareth, your mom knows about you taking initiative and what you're doing. Be prepared. The Mortician is after her. Be careful. Do not die. Your mom says you're grounded for life.
Losing all flying privileges.
Takes a moment before you hear his voice. It sounds a little bit up in volume, but you kind of conclude it's because of the fact he is on a bat and he's flying in high altitude.
Yep.
So, but he says, got it. Be sure to keep my distance. Though if I'm grounded for life, wouldn't that mean that if, say, something bad happens, would that mean that grounding is over? And then the sentence ends.
So he's okay. He has a question, though, that if something really, really bad happens, does that mean the grounding is over?
I would say we would discuss it then, and I really hope he's not referencing that the really, really bad thing that happens is my death.
Well, I mean, you did abandon him for a year.
I did not abandon him.
What do you call it when you suddenly leave your child alone with strangers for a year without warning or a note?
It wasn't strangers, and I told him I was going to bring back his father, because his father disappeared in the dead of night. If you're not hearing any of this, you are asleep.
I don't think he is.
Gale's just rolling on the ground laughing.
He says, again, sounds like a coward.
Alright, I'll let you deal with my husband, or my fiance, if you want to be technical. Deal with that later. Okay.
You're not defending your fiance, though. Speaks
No.
volumes, Lydia.
I just want to see what happens. You know I like watching Ashraf beat people up.
I know you do.
I could say so many things about that. And she's just still looking at her pouch, just like opening and closing it.
If
In
the
fairness,
weight
we all
wasn't
like.
enough.
In fairness, we all like watching your husband beat people up, as we know.
Not in particular. Don't speak for me, please. Thanks.
This is the weirdest
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes,
we had in
Gale.
front of my dead brother.
Does Gale get a response from Medy?
Interestingly enough, you do not.
Oh.
Jeez.
We
She's
should.
Well,
freaking
as in, I
dead,
should
Trap.
say, you get the feeling that your sending had sent off, but you don't hear an actual verbal response from her.
She's too busy running. We should probably get
Gale-
to sleep. Maybe.
If Gale checks his book, is there a reply?
No.
Okay. I'll check that in the morning.
I should have told him. I should have told Tareth where they were heading.
Yeah.
You didn't tell Tareth where they're going!
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he has a visual on Medy from the sky, he could follow her.
All right.
Do you
Your
have any
mother
spell
said
slots left?
If I take a higher one, I can do it.
Okay.
Whew.
And then I'm not doing any more spells. No more sendings.
Daphne.
Your mother says you'd have to discuss that. Also, Medy was last seen heading from Falren to Fall Oak. We send a message hoping she'll head towards Mount Kieran. Look towards those two areas. And I send that to Tara.
Okay. After 30 seconds pass, you hear, can't have a conversation if I'm dead, but I'm, again, trying not to let that happen. Okay, go into the mountain first. And that's all you hear.
Your son is so cheeky. He responded, can't have a conversation if I'm dead.
Good thing I know several people that can bring him back from the dead. As long as he doesn't die via the Mortician and the censor takes his soul.
If we broke the sensor, do you think all the souls would just, like, pop out?
I wonder,
Possibly.
even if we just take the sensor and, like, shove it in one of our bags of holding and then let Navrin get his hands on it? Because Navrin used to do, like, do you remember, like, when we first got here, those coins that had souls in them? Navrin
the
did
soul
that
coins.
thing where he, like, tossed the coin into, like, the fire and said something and we saw, like, the spirit leave. We may not have to break it, but we would have to get it out of the Mortician's hands and into one of our bags.
Got it. So what? You've cut the hand off of the Mortician.
Sounds like an
Hold
excellent...
person, hold person, and then just rip it. Yeah.
Turn him into a goat, have Night fly him up really, really high, and then drop him.
Daily, you see, as soon as you say turn him into a goat, you just see Dalen slowly turn towards you.
Oh no.
Daphne!
Goat is Daphne's signature at this point.
Does it have to be a goat?
It's my signature animal. They have enough hit points that if we accidentally stab it, it's not going to just suddenly turn back.
You
But it's
see
also not big enough to do real damage.
You see Dalen. You see Dalan just kind of like slowly like lower his head and rub his eyes, and then as soon as you say not do enough damage, he just kind of like, looks up at you, just like, "Oh, that's weird." Okay.
So what's the bewildered Umeko doing right now?
Player's having a great time listening to this. If I remember correctly, she went to like that center tree thing. She was sitting over there. God, there's so much information. I think honestly, she's like sitting on the ground, knees like tucked into her, like arms wrapped around, and her mind's just going a mile a minute right now, like trying to figure out everything that's happening. I would think to the point that like she's holding herself so tight that honestly her claw might start like digging into her. I would think.
Okay.
And then probably like that kind of like noticing that she might just cast calm emotions on herself to try to keep it together right now. But she's just in her own little world over there while this is all happening, probably in the dome.
Okay.
Is Dalan close enough to see like where she's at?
Oh, you could see her easily because of the dome itself is for those inside it's transparent.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't think I can look in. I think
You can't.
You can't see in,
So-
but people inside can see out.
Okay, so Dalan seeing Umeko, just kind of looks over her for a moment before he gets up, and he's gonna go check on her. So outside the dome, or is it like cold outside? Like what's the conditions outside the dome? Are we still in the cave or?
Yeah, so because it's open out, it is a bit brisk. It's not to the
Okay.
point where it's like, oh, things are freezing. But it's cold. It's
Yeah.
like,
So
I would say, I'm sorry for you Canadians out there, I don't know the equivalent, but it's about I would say about 38 degrees Fahrenheit.
oh god.
So specific. 38.
Okay, so he's gonna step out of the dome and almost immediately just kind of like shudder and start rubbing his arms. And he's gonna look down at Umeko. Why don't you come inside when it's a bit warmer?
I mean, it's not bringing her gaze of like staring at the tree. She's just gonna like. It's not. I grew up here, Dalan. This isn't new.
Well, seeing the way you were kind of gripping your arms and kind of hugging yourself, I was worried that you were a bit cold.
The cold
Yeah.
is the least of my problems right now.
Are you all right? And he just kind of comes down, look over, and just kind of like sits next to her.
Well, we got the Colossus. Word vomit. We got the Colossus blessing, but at the cost of the fall. So I don't really think that's a win.
No, not really, but I think with the progress that we've made in the long run, as long as we don't waste this opportunity, we can make it worth it.
And then what opportunity after that? We have to go find Medy, we have to get the author, we have to find this ring now. And there's so many things as soon as we leave the mountain we have to do.
He's kind of like shuffles next to her and just kind of like he pulls the cloak of his the hood of his cloak over his head, and just kind of like rubs his arm still, and as he sits there for a moment, he finally kind of like looks towards her. Back on the ship, we went through a period where we were trying to decide who the next captain was going to be after Harik had his unfortunate accident. And we were religious. We had no bearings. It was very difficult for us to function without a real leader. And we have all of that going on. All that to maintain on one voyage. Eventually things can get a little bit bleak and hopeless. Fortunately, we have a very strong captain. He kind of like gestures back towards where Lydia was sitting in the kind of gestures back toward the dome, where Lydia is, and she hasn't stood us wrong yet. At least not since I've been here. And again, though things may seem a bit bleak and hopeless right now, it may seem that we have a lot on our plates because we do. But that doesn't mean we won't be able to weather it.
She turns to the Dalan that make like eye contact. To be completely honest, I just really don't want to go find Medy. I don't want to face her like again after what we've done. And the last thing I said to her was that her father was a good man, and I can't tell her that that's not the case anymore.
Was the man that you will remember him to be a good man?
She's gonna actually pull out the letter from Black Wolf that we got a while back
Okay.
and show it to him. I need to go back and I believe
Yeah,
I remember more or less what it said.
Yeah, he actually never sent it to me, so this is gonna be interesting to hear.
Give you like
Even the
2
DM
seconds.
gets exciting reveals.
I haven't even read mine yet. Astrap hasn't given me it yet, so I don't even know what mine even says. So this is gonna be interesting.
Oh shit, I have to try to find. I remember more or less what it said.
I don't even think. Wait, didn't everyone get one, or was it only a few? Yeah, because I don't think you
everyone
ever got
did.
hers.
I
You
don't
never
doubt.
got hers.
Message
Sedge?
Dustin? Maybe Dustin has it still.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what it says, but I remember enough that she's gonna read it to him, paraphrase because I can't remember. But it said, it starts with, "Hey kid, I know you blame me for Mount Kieran, and I'm sorry about that. But when I come back, we can fight it out and hopefully work it out like that. I know I can't face you, but it is what it is." That's more or less what it said, from what I remember. And she's gonna, like, put it on the ground. This shows me that the progress that we did make in our talks that we did have, they didn't mean anything.
Before you read that, do you remember him to be a good man?
I remember him leaving when he promised to stay so we could raise the kids together. I remember him saying that he blamed himself for my arm because he wasn't there.
Sounds to me like he was a complicated individual. And given that, sometimes when you have someone who is that sort of complicated, their words may not always mean everything that they're trying to convey. In other words, he may have spoke more with his actions. Unfortunately, from what I've heard, he was a bit. Oh, what's the word I'm looking? Oh, sorry.
Missing.
Missing. A bit reckless. Reckless was one word that I've heard to use to describe him. But very often it also seemed like he did things in the interest of the group. Some of his recklessness may have been to sort of protect you. I didn't know him very well. I can't speak for him. But if you remember him at all fondly, if you remember him at all to be a good man, you got to hold on to that. And the next time you see Medy, focus on the good parts of him. Don't fault him for the negative. I've got a lot of things in my past that I could very easily have held against me. And I've changed. At least I'm trying. Black Wolf may not have, well, let's just say maybe he didn't have the chance to make it all the way.
I mean, let's even hope Medy wants to see us.
Well, if she does, then I expect that's going to be a very warm reunion. If not, well, at least you know that you're trying to. At least you know that you'll be preserving something that came from the good parts of your friend.
How do you do it?
What?
Like, you've said you have so many things that be held against you, and you just look past it. How do you do it?
Regret is an easy thing to carry on with you. It's like an anchor. You can let it hold you down in one place forever. Or you can carry up, lift it, and move on with your life. I chose the whole anchor. I used to be a pirate, love. I can't stay in one place forever.
I used to be considered dead, but here we are.
And neither one of us are who we used to be. You used to be dead and I used to be a pirate. Proof that people can change. And sometimes people want to change. We don't know what Black Wolf had intended were he to live out the rest of his life, but perhaps maybe, just maybe, he wanted to change. And I think sometimes wanting to change is as important as actually changing itself.
She kind of just like sits there and takes it in for a minute before standing up and dusting herself off. All right. Guess we'll probably leave in the morning, I'm guessing.
Aye. Now let's go back inside the dome. I'm freezing my tits off.
Then get a shirt.
I'm wearing a fucking shirt.
Then get a better shirt.
Meanwhile, youth, during your time, this whole time you're opening and closing the bag, opening and closing the bag, and then suddenly, boop, just like as if it was like from a Jack in the Box, you see the envelope just appear.
Her hand just immediately swipes it out, zero hesitation.
Junk mail. You got spam.
I swear, if it's an advertisement for the local brothel, she's opening it.
We've been
They're trying to reach you about your car
cars.
insurance.
So
Dalan just kind of leans his head into the dome. If it's about a brothel, it's not for me.
Are you sure about that?
I'm
Oh, it could
positive.
be. Oh, it could be where
So-
his next hit's gonna be.
What were you saying?
So, youth, as you open it, you see it's very hastily written to the point where it's, you know, that Talos has nice handwriting, but this one is like chicken scratches. She seems it's almost like in a frantic state. As it says the following. Yes, I did hear about that. From what I heard during his talks with the Amber Flayer, they were talking about trying to get extra money to pay the people they hired to find this strange this ring, which I thought was kind of weird considering why would you hire someone like the Raging Ram to find a ring? I mean, you could just buy a new one at a jeweler, and that's all it says.
Just hand dragging down her face, like, I can't. Why do I ask her in the first place?
Are you okay there, youth?
Talus heard about some of the stuff with my father in the rain, so hired the Raging Ram to look for a yada yada yada, all that stuff.
I thought the Raging Ram was a mercenary company, not an exploration guild.
Would Dalan have heard of the Raging Ram?
Give me a history check.
Can I do that too?
Yes.
With Gale? Because Gale being on the pirate ship with Dalan?
Sure.
23.
Daphne would not know much about mercenary groups.
Would youth be familiar with them just because, like, how many times she's encountered them at this point?
Natural 20!
For you, so for you, youth, go ahead and roll a history check at advantage.
Oh no.
Aren't they in the Empire? Technically?
Where's my kitten? I haven't seen my kitten.
So 15.
Okay, so here's what you all know. So 15 and high. So starting with the 14 and higher, you would know that the Raging Ram is actually that of one of the biggest powerhouse guilds that exist in Norum. So, in 17 and higher, you would know that they are a very militaristic guild, and that they actually get quite a bit of profit because of being hired by nobility. Youth, because of your background, you would actually know this as well.
Okay.
But because of your time on the ships, Dalan and Gale, in your time of piracy, the Raging Ram was a guild that was a real thorn in your side. Besides the whole thing of when you were trying to raid merchant ships and whatnot, the more wealthier ones would actually hire escorts or bodyguards that were part of the guild, the Raging Ram. You would know that they are highly militaristic and disciplined. And from your time in combat with them, unless they were told, what to do with prisoners, they'll either sell you to the highest bidder, or no quarter if they don't see you as profitable.
So Dalan, remembering or catching the name, the Raging Ram, as he's sitting
I forgot
down.
to. One more thing. Both of you would also notice that they seem to guard mostly the Dratonian merchant ships.
Draconian merchant ships. Okay. Dalan sits back down. He turns to Gale, and just goes, "The Raging Ram. What are those bosses that were guarding the Dratonian ships? back in the day. I remember they were guarding all those merchant ships.
They would
And
they would always be a thorn in our side when we were trying to raid ships. If they were very militaristic,
very organized,
and very disciplined. Basically, I'm guessing everyone's hearing this.
Mhm.
If the raging ram did not see you as profits, they would either, well, if they saw you as profit, they would sell you. If they didn't see you as profit, it would be no quarter, and they would just get rid of you.
So they feed them to the maiden.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
They were, there's a few times where, poor Toby.
They were definitely a thorn in Harig's side, that's all I can say.
Yeah, there were a few times that poor Toby almost got caught by one.
Wouldn't you be amused to hear that we actually blew up a camp with them inside of it?
Really?
Yeah.
While I was still inside, to be fair.
All of us were inside.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's when
don't bring
Lydia...
up this pity party, Umeko.
Not forget the one time y'all forgot me and I got shot down too.
Hey, I saved you. Be grateful.
I'm going to look and see if Itham heard that.
Give me an insight check.
Itham's asleep. You're not listening.
I don't think that's how this works.
He's asleep.
He's asleep, I promise you.
I told him to go to sleep.
Just put the pillow over his face. Be like,
Go sleep.
Also, older siblings don't have to listen to younger ones. Oh my god, hold on.
I might be older at this point, depending on when he was brought back.
That is a
18.
18.
Okay. You see that his eyes are closed, and he seems to be trying to sleep, but it could be because of all the talking and chatter, or just because of him being still trying to get and make sense of everything that's going on. You can tell he's not actually asleep, but his eyes are closed.
So he did hear the part where Lydia said, "Not."
Mm-hmm. More than likely.
She's not gonna rat him out yet. Lydia, dear, in fairness, it wasn't that we forgot you, it's that one of us neglected to grab you. But we all got out. Sure, you got shot when you were about, 60 feet in the sky. But there was Featherfall used. You're fine.
I'm still alive.
Barely.
Yeah, speaking of which, I should probably sleep.
Should we all sleep?
Let's all sleep.
So we get an early start in the morning. Cause we gotta get off this town, back to the Oni camp, and then where are we going? Are we going after Medy? So I know what to prepare tomorrow morning?
We should probably decide that now.
So I know what to prepare.
Because we have a few options. Because who knows if the duelist or the soldier are still at that camp.
They probably are.
If they're in the camp, we can't do anything, though. But it's going to be really awkward with having Itham here.
That is true.
Unless we cast Disguise Self on him.
I could turn him into a goat.
No.
We already have too many polymorphed people.
Oh,
we still have that, too.
That you do.
Unless we're leaving Talus in charge of that one.
Okay. So
we could always just put him. I have a disguise kit.
I have a disguise kit too. Wait a second. I think I could actually.
Who needs one when you are the disguise and Muse just casts it on herself and just looks exactly like Gale?
It's gonna turn exactly into youth.
Oh my God. Guys, I love
Man,
y'all, but
I
we
can't
need-
keep my
Man,
mouth shut.
Man, I'm sneaky. I failed to
So
get
at this
into
point,
one
Diar
house.
gets up, walks out of the hut. As you hear him mutter, "Too noisy," as he goes back to sleep at the front entrance.
Oh, buddy.
And then she just like she turns back to normal and just flips off Gale.
Gale's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna flip back. He's gonna turn back into his normal self, and he's gonna flip her off. Flip
Do
you
we
off
have-
with you.
Dumb Luck Club, I love you and all. But
No.
can we have us?
And then she goes to bed.
You
Oh my-
let her finish.
God damn.
Yes, Lydia.
Nope.
What did you want to say?
I was just gonna say, can we have a serious conversation and figure out where we're actually going for once? Instead of, you know,
Yes.
flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes. So
Okay. Our
I
option, our main option would be Medy, the author, or the ring.
We should. She's gonna say from her spot, just laying down without even looking at their direction. We should just go after Medy right now because the ring. If they've hired so many people to look for it and they still can't find it, I highly doubt it's gonna be found very soon.
So if we go after Medy, high chances are we're gonna have to face the Mortician.
Yes, we could go after Medy and then prioritize the rain because I don't think we have to necessarily go after the author if we already have who's going after them.
Anira
And
and
then
Aiden.
Anira and Aiden.
And right now
Okay.
we have Terith trying to find Medy.
That's
And-
a concern.
That is
Terith.
a concern. Terith is a
So-
concern. But also Zer and Bala are in Fall Ren.
Then we should obviously go for Medy at that point. We don't.
And it's closer.
So
Yes.
I have a thing.
What's
We rest tonight,
Mhm.
get done with what we do at the camp, rush to the fall to find Medy.
Mhm.
Hopefully she's at Mount Kieran, because I messaged her. Grab Medy, find Terith, grab him. We all reconvene in Fall Ren and discuss what we're gonna do.
I don't think we can grab anyone. I think we just need to kill the Mortician and send everyone back on their own ways.
Do you think
Where would
do you think we could actually kill the Mortician?
if
Gonna
it
have to
bleeds,
one
you
way
can
or
die.
another. What was that, Daphne?
If it bleeds, it can die.
How many of these bosses have we killed already?
3?
Valid. The Witch, the Arcanist, the Conjurer, technically the Falconer,
The mutants?
Conjurer kill.
the Mutant.
We've already killed 5 of these bastards. One more is not gonna do. Isn't gonna hurt us.
As long as we don't die. And I know
Yeah,
most
that's
of us
the-
all have healing spells. I can spend 4 hours making some more potions, and I can prep a lot of healing. And
That's
as
the
long as
thing.
we stay up.
If we go down in front of if we go down by the Mortician, our souls are gone.
If you die, not if you go unconscious. So,
Just don't
just
die.
don't die. Easy as that. But
Yes, I won't die.
we can make it a focus. I can make it a focus to keep you all up as your pseudo healer from way back when we first met. Do we want to say conserve spells and mostly use melee in case we do decide to charge off against the author? Because the author does have disintegrate, and I know counterspell takes a lot out of Daphne.
Daphne's just kind of flexing her fingers.
I just saw flashbacks in Umeko's eyes just now. Like,
That's
the
shudder.
exact moment it just chilled her to the bone.
PTSD
She's
just
kind of sitting in the
happened.
corner of the dome, like, everything's fine.
Okay,
Oh.
so we go after Medy. We go after Medy. We take out the Mortician if he appears where we're at with Medy.
Here,
What
don't
do we-
say if. Like,
When?
he's already there. Gale.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. After we take out the Mortician, what are we gonna do with Medy?
I mean, as long as we're like hacking and slashing and killing everyone, then
Are we gonna take her with us to go kill the author?
No.
no, we can't.
They're looking for her. If we bring her with us to the author, we're basically bringing what they want on a silver platter.
Bad enough we're bringing you to the author, Gale, who's working with the 7th Synod?
9th Synod.
9th Synod? Golden... whatever.
9th Synod Golden Syndicate.
Yes, the S's.
But yeah, let's go rescue Medy, take out the Mortician, figure out what we're gonna do from there.
Is anyone opposed to going to rescue Medy?
All who's in to rescue Medy say aye.
As you,
Scared. Like,
there's a moment of silence. Aye, you hear from Itham.
I'm in.
I thought you were asleep, mister.
Oh no, he's been awake the whole time.
He's been listening.
Trust me, you. With all due respect, Lidizel, your friends are extremely loud.
I know.
We
I'm
are.
loud.
I know, but
You're-
I can't expect that from you.
I'm a loud mouth.
We know.
I can tell.
Oh,
Yes.
we know.
Yes, he
You are
is.
not
No.
making that, you're not making that muzzle for me.
Do we, okay, real talk though, do we actually want to try, like, casting Hold Person on the Mortician and taking the sensor from him? Because if we're in
Or
possession
we-
of the sensor,
Alright,
Yeah,
polymorph
I
him
could
into...
try to stun them again, like we tried
Stun
to do with
them.
the witch.
I can prep Hold Person and Charm Person
Have
too.
Hold
and
Person.
See if you can hand it over.
Okay.
Healing,
Let's do it.
Stealth, Charming.
What? One thing, because I know we kind of passed over the two. The duelist and the soldier are still with the Oni. Don't know if anyone noticed, the duelist kind of sort of doesn't care for me at the moment.
Do any of them care for us at the moment?
No.
No, he does think I'm very dishonorable though, since I interfered with him and Thal's duel.
During
And
the
there is a-
camp, we can't do shit. We have to
No,
remember
but-
that fact.
It wasn't a duel. It was a massacre.
I mean, it was unfair because it was compelled duel.
Exactly.
Thal didn't necessarily agree to duel.
That's why it wasn't an honorable duel, and I tried explaining that to him, but apparently he doesn't agree. So
Well,
I will
apparently
I will
cat
deal with
cat
that here.
sort of
However, it's making me wonder also, and this theory might be proved with Itham, if all of them have had modify memory cast upon them.
Yeah. That's been a theory I've been thinking through for a while.
The Arcanist didn't seem like he had modified memory.
None of us knew him or knew of him. For all we know, everything he thought of was true, but it could not have been. From where Itham stood, there was a very good chance Lydia could have been killed. There was no proof to prove otherwise.
He
Aethel
DM.
thought I was dead. So,
DM would Gale remember Hareg's attitude towards Gale before the coup d'etat?
So for the Arcanist, the Harig, as you knew him at the time, very much, he had a very similar demeanor, personality-wise, to that of Delan, though less perverse. But
Fam?
he was definitely someone who, you could definitely tell that there was a little bit something different about him when you had seen him again as the Arcanist, about how little off the rocks he was.
Maybe Hareg did have modified memory cash up on him.
so I can prep Greater Restoration, but I have to touch them, and they have to be willing.
No.
I don't think you would want to touch the Mortician.
No, I think he's referring to Night of Dreams.
Oh.
I mean, if you're in sword swinging range, Gale, you can touch them. It's not that hard to just grab a wrist.
It's another thing to make them a willing person.
Yeah.
But could we do that because of them being in the camp? Can we cast that type of magic?
No magic, remember?
And cast any magic.
For now, I think the best course of action is to get some sleep. We have a long day tomorrow. We don't even know if this is even going to pan out the way we want it to. So we need all of the energy we can get. Also, this one needs sleep because he's exhausted because he came back from the dead, just as pointing at Itham.
Yep.
Let's just all go to sleep and go to Yoni, figure out what we're going to do, see what happens, but more than likely going after Medy.
Yep.
All right, good plan.
Good night,
Gale's
y'all.
Gale's going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'll transfer 4 hours so I can be awake for the other 4.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
And Dalen's going to go ahead and crash.
Okay.
Can I make an offering to the Golden Prince before sleep?
Sure thing. Go ahead and add that piety point.
Dalen will go ahead and burn some of his rations for Lightbear.
Mm-hmm.
Before Gale passes out, he's going to take the orb. Grant me strength. Grant us strength during the difficult days to come, Sapphira.
Sapphira can't take your call at the moment. Please leave a message after the tone, and she will get back to you.
You are the guardian now. You're praying to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, am I really?
You're the guardian now.
I would imagine her soul would still be in there.
Like the Avatar.
Exactly. Okay.
So.
It's been so long since we long rested.
Right.
So while everyone does their long rest, I would like everyone but Lydia to go mute.
Oh man. Dad?
Have fun.
Dad?
Oops, this is not the right one. Let's see.
Oh, goodness golly.
So. Let's see. So, as you find yourself asleep, you once more feel a cool breeze. Doesn't hold that sort of harshness like it did before as you're traveling through this land. It's that gentle breeze that which you are so familiar with. And as you find yourself opening your eyes, you're back in that familiar forest. This time, you see your father there. No longer concealed, but just sitting there at the base of a tree nearby.
Go and sit next to him.
I must admit, even I was worried.
It was a little too much of a close call, even for me.
It's a close call for us all.
Yeah.
But my son, your brother, is back.
the most part. I mean, there's some memories missing, but I'll work on it.
It's gonna take a long time for him to recover. Many years. Even by our standards.
Feeling I can't shortcut that one.
Unfortunately, we cannot. But I will say, it warms me, and I feel, in a sense, I can finally be at peace.
Oh, you're not leaving me, are you? No, you're not leaving me, are you?
If I had the option, I could, but obviously that's going to happen until someone takes my place.
Not for a while.
Let's hope that.
Hopefully. Yeah. Gonna be a risky next couple of days. But
Tell there's a lot on your mind. As you had the last few times, though, this time it seems to be a little bit more burdensome.
I just don't know what to do. Like, yeah, we got Ethan back. But now there's just like, I just want to go home. For like, now like my family's out there risking their lives for something that they weren't even involved with, and I brought them into that. And now we're gonna be possibly dragging Itham back into it. And I don't want to lose more friends. It's gonna be a dangerous next couple of days. And I don't know, I feel responsible for whatever may happen.
He shifts from his spot, looking to you, and takes hold of both your hands. They feel cool to the touch, but there's still this sense of familiar warmth about his hold. If there's one thing you're gonna have to understand, is both a spouse and a mother, is that even when we are going to you want to be protective of those that you love, it's also going to be the same for them. Same for family as a whole. Itham is not being dragged into it because of something you've done. It's a choice that he's making on his own. Same with Astraf. Same with Tareth. They're not doing this because they feel obligated. They're doing this because they want to. Just like how you want to protect them, they want to protect you. That's the beauty of family. Not only supporting one another through difficult times, but also helping them through those trials, whatever form that may take. Your mother and I made the sacrifice out of love. Love for both of you.
I know. I just don't want to lose my family again.
Just think of it this way. Even if we seem to be lost, you still have us. Even if if for some reason I'm no longer part of this blade, I still live on. Through you. Through with them. Through that legacy. And also, the memories you have of us will be with you for as long as you live. And that's something time cannot take away, or any entity that claims to be divine.
Let's just hope I don't make a mistake the next couple of days to ruin that. Because I'm not gonna lie, Dad, I am scared of what's happening and what we're doing.
I'd be more concerned if you were not scared.
I mean, I could put on a brave face for my friends, but no, I'm...
But you will make mistakes. You will learn from them. But also know, even if you feel in this position you're in that you are isolated and alone, you are not. Not because I'm strapped to your side, literally speaking, but because you have an amazing group of friends, an amazing family that love and care for you.
Make me cry. Don't do that.
Well, it's either making you cry or making you mad. So I prefer tears of joy and love.
Thank you.
I can tell you have some questions.
Do I?
You always have questions, even when you were little.
Do I have questions? It's been so long.
It's been a month.
I'm like, wait. I know probably as soon as I wake up, I'm gonna have a question, but I can't think of anything right now. I think. No. It's just been a long day. I think it's only been a day.
It definitely has been a long day, but for now, I believe I will let you rest and continue on your journey. I know it may be difficult now that you have your brother back. In more ways than one. But just all I ask is that you encourage you to be patient with him. He still remembers you as that little girl.
No. Be patient with him? No.
Yes, considering how patient you are with your fiance, I should know better.
I mean, he's gonna get a couple worse next time I see him, but that's out there. I have time to think about those words.
Well. If it helps, think of it this way. The path that both you and Itham walk will help both of you to become great leaders. You just see a playful smirk on his face before the wind picks up.
Dad be keeping secrets again.
And we will go ahead and take our break there.
Hey.
So, I can tell there is some feet. I know. Yeah, so everyone go ahead and do your long rest.
Hey.
And we will come back. I can tell there's a little bit of feels going on, so we'll take that moment for there to be a pause and a break. So we'll be right back. Don't go away, everyone. We'll have more Ichor in Honor in just a moment.
You just don't. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna say it then. I saw that.
Welcome back, everyone.
Dang, that was a short break.
Trying to sneak it in. He saw no one was talking, so he knew I was talking.
All right. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Let's go ahead and continue where we left off.
I'm still picking spells. Hold on.
Yep, no worries. Take your time with that.
What are you working
Who knows?
on, Daphne?
There'll be another dream sequence that will give you time. What is brushing against my leg?
Hi,
Oh,
Nacho.
hello.
A cat?
I knew it was Nacho.
Aww, he's got so big.
So fluffy.
He is so fluffy now. Hi. Hi.
He's got so big.
As you all wake up, you all are fully rested, and you notice outside, still standing there, as if nothing had happened, is Zozer. Not saying a word, just looking at each and every one of you.
Good morning. I think it's morning.
It is some time of day or night.
He's still
Can
silent.
I look up at the hole in the ceiling to see if it's day or night?
You do see the beautiful sky.
Is it day or night?
It's light blue. It's really hard for you to tell, but I'll give you a nature check, okay? There's a reason for this.
Let's go, plus nothing.
Can I
Nacho
help
just-
her?
Nacho just bit
13.
something he definitely shouldn't have.
Okay, so you would know it is daytime, though. It's also, you also know that it can be a little bit jarring for people who are not used to the mountain range, because due to the fact that it's, so think of its equivalent of that of like Alaska, where there's like a lot of the time, most of the daytime, and then there's a little bit of night, but you can tell just from the position of everything that, yep, it's morning. What they're used to anyways.
Since we are still up in the mountains, Dalen's gonna give himself a check over just to see if he's changed at all.
Gale's gonna do the same.
Body check. Everyone do a body check. Make sure
Get in the conga line. Get in the train.
No. I'm out.
Body checks.
Youth has a tail now.
Youth
Oh,
has
no.
a
This always
second
has a tail.
Ow.
Youth has always had one. She literally, canonically, she puts it through her belt loops.
Youth has a second tail. A fish tail.
Harold's actually rolling.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Gale.
Daphne's now. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Yes. Yes.
Let's see now. First, I need to know high or low.
Hi. Ow.
Okay, so with that, you notice, everyone, you begin to notice that Gale's scales seem to be changing a little bit in color.
What color are they changing into?
Now that I'm gonna roll for.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Pink.
Pink.
Does that change your
Pink.
weapon?
Pink.
Is this gonna change your breath weapon?
I was gonna say.
Depends on what color, if that's the case.
Gale the magic dragon.
He's just rainbow fishing right now.
We call him Puff.
Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and do this.
Oh, I'm gonna have to alter the colors of your icon now.
Hold on a second.
Or I guess Umeko could do it too. Either or. One of us. It's easy enough.
Do the
Just
things.
yeah, do the things. Just a quick slide of
Okay.
hues.
Right.
Now,
Oh no.
need to roll for this. Okay.
I think that is.
You start to notice that the scales seem to be almost like having an additional color along the edges. A very, very light violet. Like a pastel purple.
Gale,
pink.
how attached are you to being a blue dragonborn?
Why?
Just answer my question first. How attached are you to being a straight up blue dragonborn?
I've always been a blue dragonborn. What are you talking about? Gale's gonna
Okay,
look at him.
Look at your
Gale-
arm.
Gale's gonna
Look
look
at
at his arm and see the pastel purple. Fucking Magic Mountain bullshit.
I mean, one of Delmara's favorite colors is purple, if that helps.
That helps a little.
There we go.
It's all this drama. Can I look at my star map and roll a Cosmic Omen DM?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
But from our little line of body checks, is he the only one that had like body modifications occur?
I'm looking right now.
Oh no!
3. It's an odd day.
It's odd days, good days.
I'm double checking right now.
I
Odd
think that's you
days.
can affect the enemy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. So I can use my reaction to roll a d6 and subtract that number from other people's rolls. So
Hey.
like, I
So,
can cancel crits in a way.
Dalen,
Oh
Our
no.
pirate!
Oh no.
Ugh.
so for
Okay.
you,
Brace yourself.
you find, if everyone else would notice this, but you notice that he seems to be a bit more hairy. In the sense of, you see that his Antonio Banderas, a kind of goatee, is now a full beard. And on top of that, you start seeing like little bits of hair like sticking out of from under his shirt, like a sign of a lot of chest hair. Like we're talking the 70s kind
Oh
of
my
chest
God.
hair.
Oh, ill. No.
Actually, Dalen's gonna just undo one button on his shirt. Bam. He's gonna rock it. He likes it. Actually, you know, I think I might keep it.
As for me, I don't mind this. This actually blue and pastel purple.
It's aesthetically pleasing, Gale, if it means anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have rolled for like a lemon yellow or something.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, blended well.
Yellow and blue can look nice.
It makes green.
It's like he's lucky that he's a neutral color.
Dalen's just
Gale's
rocking.
also a primary color, so he could make a lot of different colors.
Dalen's just rocking the chest hair right now.
Oh god.
Lydia
At
just
least
seems.
you're enjoying this. At least you're enjoying this.
What happened to you? As he looks to Dalen.
The
It's
guy
just like
smiled
so
upon me
confused.
and decided to prove perfection.
Can I come up and just pluck a single hair off of
Sure.
his chest?
Oh.
Like, this one was out of place. Sorry.
If the more we're on a magic mountain, the longer you spend on the magic mountain, it changes you physically.
So is that how you
Daphne's
became a drow?
No.
Yes.
That is not.
Yeah.
Give me a deception
It is.
check.
It is.
It's how my hair.
Wait,
starts
who?
being
Me
back
or
red.
Umeko?
Umeko at advantage because youth is helping.
Wait, no,
Guys,
give
no.
it to me.
Yeah, can I give it to you?
Up to you guys. I'll leave it up to you.
I'll give it to you to give her advantage.
Can I persuade him not to believe?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your persuasion check. You get advantage too because you're because you're a sibling.
So, yeah, 32? 31? 31? 31.
I see. Well, perhaps we should go. Get moving then. Just like
You don't want to turn around.
It's not. She's been a drow a lot longer than she's been on the mountain, dear. It's how I got these, and she just points to like the small breaks.
He's saying that, but we've actually been up here for years.
No, you stop. Please.
Dalan turns.
It's
Dalan
been
turns.
84 years.
Dalan just turns to Itham. I forgot something against Drow, you racist bastard.
he just gives a look.
She looks at Itham and she just casually says with a blank expression, "You know, I used to be a gnome. I've really changed. I've been here since I was 4 years old.
I used to be taller.
It's why I look so wrong right now." And she shows like she just points to the exoskeleton that's like along her cheeks as well.
I'm just gonna say this for all the dungeon masters watching. This is what happens if you give your players an NPC that has a bit of a memory problem.
This is what happens when we haven't played in a month. What do you mean?
My friends are.
Don't worry, I
embarrassing
bet.
me.
You know what is buddy, old pal, and she like even puts her arm around his shoulder. I bet you the next time if it happens to you, I bet it'll make you look hot.
Oh.
You can get all the women you want. And she like moves her hand through the air.
Umeko's gonna hook her arm on his other side and be like, "Don't worry, we can have a long talk about it later, because we can just figure it out later."
We're the ween women. And she like throws in a few finger guns as she walks away from him.
The most pained expression on her face. Like, the fuck? This is why you don't meet my face.
I said you got an hour, Lydia. You get one night.
I also said be gentle.
No.
What do you mean?
Dalan leans over to Lydia. Darling, this is gentle.
You were saying, Daphne?
That's exactly what Dalan was gonna say, and she's just gonna nod behind Dalan. I haven't even done anything, so it proves Dalan right that I am a saint.
Can we at least walk and talk?
You already see Zozer. You notice Zozer's already walked near the exit of this room.
Wait.
Zora's away for no one.
To be fair, you guys usually are late.
Oh.
And Umeko's gonna walk away.
The queen is never late. Everyone is just
You
early.
see,
you haven't claimed your throne yet.
Itham then looks to Lydia and says, "You were never late. You were late for your own naming ceremony."
There was important things that needed to be done.
Oh, sure.
More important than naming ceremony?
Not explaining things to you, Daphne. You weren't there.
You're right. Itham, why was she late for her naming ceremony? She says as they walk and talk.
Because she wanted to look for the legendary mount that Lidizel from Tales said to ride. And since she was going with her name Lidizel, she thought it'd be appropriate to have such an entrance for her ceremony.
That is freaking adorable, and I expect nothing less from you, Lydia.
At least you like to arrive in style.
Poops. I was just gonna say nervous poops, but okay.
Dalan oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dalan just looks over and goes, "Well, at least you like to arrive in style."
I'm a little dramatic if you haven't figured that out yet.
No, really?
Gotta make up for my height somehow.
I'd say if anything's dramatized about you, it's about how short you are, and she calls from walking away.
We're all walking and talking.
Walking down the mountain.
She's with Umeko. She's trying to get away before she gets murdered by everyone.
Youth, if I wasn't in such a good mood, I'd turn into a bear right now and go after you.
Cute,
But I'm
fun.
not wasting a wild shape on you.
Umeko's gonna whisper to the youth, Mama Bear's in hibernation, I guess.
Yes, I need to go save my
I whispered
son.
this and we're walking away. You can't
I
read my
know.
lips. Get out of here.
She does have the feet to read lips.
I
have
was walking
observer.
away and I whispered it. to
Okay,
her.
okay, just making sure.
See the lips, you can't read them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
As this is continuing onward.
Sorry, Itham. I'm so sorry.
As we're walking along, Dalen's just got a little bit more swagger in his strut now that he looks all sexy.
Oh,
I hope Regalia likes hairy men.
I use my sending stone.
Ends.
DM.
So long as it's well groomed, she doesn't mind.
Yes, Lydia?
Can I
Good to
use my
know.
sending stone?
Sure.
Send a message?
To who?
The only person the stone connects
Okay,
to.
okay, I'm sorry for having a brain
Um,
fart.
I'll just do it in undercall and be like, Astraf Ricane,
Mm-hmm.
I know where our son is. I'm gonna go get him. Care to join?
Oh, she
You
just
just-
the full Yes.
I've never heard his last name used before.
So,
What'd you think his last name was?
I
so
didn't know he had a last name.
Gale was never the Dusty was never here for the sessions that you called him by his last name.
Oh, and the introduction. Well, he was there when we introduced. Oh, I guess we never introduced the last names.
Nope. So
You know my last name, Gale. What'd you think? Whatever.
So, as you say this, you hear him say, "That sounds more like a threat than a question." I'll see what I can do. And that's all you get a response.
While Dalen's just combing his chest hair.
Yeah.
DM, you gave this to him. DM, you gave
I
this to him.
know, I did. I suffer the consequences of my actions.
Lydia just has a smile now, just like, hee.
Let me guess, your husband's gonna meet up. Wait, Lydia, have you told him about him? She says, pointing to Itham.
What, told my brother about my fiance?
Told your fiance about your brother being with us right now.
Nope, it's a surprise.
Lydia!
Okay. So Astraf knows I was going after Itham and was not stopping me on any of that. And so, you know, I mean, he knows I was doing this. So, I mean, he's a smart man. He should be able to
I'm not
piece
saying
things together.
I'm not saying he isn't a smart man. I'm saying maybe a little heads up before meeting his future brother-in-law would be nice.
I don't have sending, and that was my one sending. Unless he sends me a message and I can respond to it, but you know.
Hi, Astraf. This is Itham, aka the Falconer.
Not introducing Itham like that. Gosh. Have some tact, Gale.
Oh, that's something coming from you, my dear.
Meh. It's a surprise. There's only so many words, and there's only so much I can say in 25 words.
You didn't use the full 25 words when you asked for help just now.
I wasn't counting.
So
Clearly.
you make your way to the.
Are you still combing your chest hair?
Combing my beard.
So it takes you a bit of time going down this mountain pass, but
We snowboard down.
Shield surfing.
Shield
Hey.
surfing.
I mean, you could if you want to.
It's like glorified sledding. Just sit on your shield and go.
Do you even
Who has
have
a shield?
shields?
I have a shield. Oh, it's a sticky shield.
Sticky shield would stick to snow?
Mm.
That'd be
Sticky
If we
shield
could
has-
turn the dome upside down and Daphne stays inside of it, could we all fit in the dome and just slide down the mountain?
It doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
It'd be
Oh.
awesome if it could.
I could sit
Let's
on the
see.
sticky side.
If Daphne, or not Daphne, if Lydia turns into a giant penguin, we can just go penguin sledding.
Oh my god.
Can you turn into a penguin?
A giant
No.
penguin.
I've never seen a penguin before.
Oh.
So,
I grew up in a beach town. The
Could always
woods and then
use-
a beach town.
as you are all walking, you start to notice that at some point or another, Itham went further ahead. Was keeping up with Zoser. As you are trudging through the snow of this mountain, you notice that both Zoser and Itham are walking on top of the snow.
Your brother's pissing me off now. Wait, isn't Umeko also trudging on top of the snow?
Monk shenanigans.
Technically, yes.
Wait, Lydia, you have walk on water. Does it work on snow?
I didn't prepare
It's
that
just-
today. I'm no longer a Koso druid. I don't get that automatically every day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would it even work on snow?
It worked on the mud in the swamp. When we were in a job? With
Yes.
Right.
Izzard?
Izzard. This is a theory we should test for later, because then we'll know if we're trekking through a mountain for you to prep. Walk on water.
I mean, I could waste my own wild shape and...
No, it's
No.
let's just try and keep up with the two people who can walk on snow.
It then turns and looks back and just a little confused, like, what?
You, snow! The fuck?
How are you walking on the snow, mister?
I've always had this. I never had this issue with the mountains near within.
Fuck you.
What?
No.
She's just salty because she can't do that anymore.
No, he likes the mountains.
Oh.
They're his favorite.
Eh.
Meh.
Oh God,
Saltiest
Bristol's
little
side is
sister.
showing.
Dalan just sees
As-
all this and
As this
just sees all this and
happens, as you are trudging through the snow, gonna go ahead and do this real quick.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
We better not have caused an avalanche.
No more avalanches. We've already caused one inside.
As you notice that, Lydia, with your passive perception, you notice that he looks at his hand before you hear him whistle, and then does that with his finger.
Uh-oh.
And suddenly, within 6 seconds, feels some snow land on the top of your head. All the while, you hear a familiar sound.
Are we 5?
She got a nay on.
Get wrecked.
If you're going to act like you're 5, then yes.
Can we just get Gale?
How
We-
long
I-
would it take-
We're
How long would it
walking
take
and
Yeah, you're walking and talking. And
How long would
eventually,
it take us to fly?
Um, for me, it would take about... I'll probably be there depending on where we're going, I would probably be there within half an hour.
Wait, where? The Oni camp? What?
Wherever we're going.
How long would it take us to fly if we were going to the Oni camp? By yeah.
We can't use the wind walk spell.
Can we use polymorph?
I can't polymorph this many people.
I can wild shape into a giant bird, and I carried Talus and Jerry, and Jerry was a chunky lad.
Hey, he's muscular. He's not fat.
He's metal.
Always.
Hey, he's not heavy. And she like looks dead serious as she says this, getting offended for their dog.
That's her good boy.
So I mean, I could wild shape. We might get wild shapes after a short rest.
You do? Well,
I believe.
I want to say you do, anyways.
Dalen's thinking, I could polymorph into something large that can fly and carry a few people.
Short rest.
Itham slowly raises his hand. I can just fly there.
But you can't. Can you carry us?
That would be difficult.
I have a question about that.
What?
When you turn into a bunch of birds, are you just specifically like one bird, or are you all those birds at the same time?
I'm all those birds.
So weird.
All the birds.
Did Father ever tell you about swarm magic?
You tell me, Itham. Did he ever tell me about swarm magic?
I'm guessing that's a no then.
Damn, did he ever tell me about swarm magic and I'm just forgetting?
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Does Daphne know about swarm magic?
Arcana check.
Yay! Where's my phone? Da, da, da,
A little young when they died. Sorry. I had modified memory cast on me. God.
Which has been resolved since.
Doesn't mean things aren't the clearest.
Plus 6. Roll. Oh.
Okay.
That's an 11.
All right, so you would be familiar, at least, of swarm magic in the sense that it's mostly been used by those who are rangers. You don't exactly know the details about it, but Lydia, you would know that particular people have a bit of a bond with particular animals, not in the same sense that you do as a druid, but more in the sense that it's a respected relationship between the humanoid and the creature. Now, for swarm magic, you would know that that's one example of such bond, in that instead of it just being like a bond to one creature, it's to many smaller ones. And so they kind of work together. There's not much known about it, about the details of it, but from what you know, it kind of explains about the reason for all the crows.
Yes, I know about swarm magic. Doesn't mean I can do it though.
Well, I can't exactly turn into whatever you want to be. He just shrugs, like, I don't know.
Druid craft a flower and be like, hey, suck it. Bitch.
Meanwhile, you just see a bird just land on his shoulder.
Bourgeoisie.
Last time on the
lying?
bourgeoisie.
So are we polymorph? Are we burning a spell and polymorphing?
Well, GM, I'm gonna be right back. I have
Sure
to.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do magic just in case something else happens, because although I know we're going to neutral territory, that doesn't mean everyone's going to respect the neutral territory.
Fair enough.
Especially
so how
with
is it gonna take walking?
Well, how long did it take us to get up the mountain? It's easier to walk down a mountain than up.
Took you about a few days.
We're in a time crunch, Daphne.
What would it be?
All right. If you, me, and Delan all transform into giant birds, would we be able to carry everybody?
I believe I can carry 2 to 3 people. I think.
Bearing
As
in
a
mind,
giant owl, I should be able to carry at least 2.
Yeah.
also we are walking and talking because Dozer will not wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zozer will.
Dozer?
Yeah. Zozer will not wait. Yeah.
Dozer isn't waiting for us. Dozer is still walking. Can any of us carry him?
I can probably carry him in my talons.
I mean, a giant eagle is definitely stronger than a giant owl. So Itham is flying himself. Who's taking
I could probably carry Youth and Umeko.
Okay. I mean, we could technically. Do we have to be there with Zozer? Can we just be like, hey,
It's
champion
gonna
Great Colossus is coming. We got
You wanna arrive a few days ahead of the person that would. They have no reason to believe us, Lydia. We need to go back with proof.
I'm just thinking, Diar's a large fellow, and the Aurochses could only hold 1 Diar. Unless someone polymorphs Zozer.
I don't think Zozer can be polymorphed. And if we polymorph Zozer, then one of us can't be polymorph ourselves.
True.
Because you
Well,
want
I mean, what if what? We can try.
Wait. Does anyone have?
Can't Zozer just teleport?
No one's what he can do. He just started walking, Lydia. I'm pretty sure if he could teleport, he would be there by now.
Today would have been a good day to prep, like, Dimension Door and Tree Stride, but...
I have Dimension Door.
But you can only pick one person.
Dalen's gonna run up ahead a little bit and run over to start walking alongside Zozer. Are you able to teleport?
He's continuing walking, looking straight ahead, not giving a response.
You don't talk much, do you?
Still silence.
All right, good talk. And he just,
So-
he just kind of goes back with the group.
Polymorphing Daphne and Delan, and then I'm wild shaping. So that leaves Zozer, Diar, Youth, Umeko, and Gale.
Yes.
Well, if Delan takes Umeko and Youth, oh shoot, yes.
Question though, like this is just a logistical question. Umeko can fit in the same space as other people. Would that affect the weight thing too then? Because she's smaller?
Yeah, considering that I do take in consideration that in fact you are indeed a halfling, so...
Yeah, so like I
On
count,
back.
like I'm not a full person per se for this part.
Well, I'm
Correct.
also just thinking Gale, Diar, and Zozer are all beefy lads.
It might be better if maybe one of us polymorphed into a bird and the other polymorphed like one of our bigger people into something smaller.
Burn a double polymorph? Like polymorph them something small and then polymorph yourself and pick up something small?
We can't do it. Polymorph's a concentration spell.
Right. I mean, why is this so hard? Do we want to just try Windwalk? Do we just want to try Windwalk?
We can try it, but I'm pretty sure something bad's going to happen.
How windy is it, DM? Is it like, if I like Windwalk everyone, are we gonna get severely blown off course?
Give me a survival check.
I'm gonna give myself some guidance on that one.
Would I be able to help her with that, being like
Sure.
knowing how the mountain kind of works?
Yeah.
So
advantage.
32, 22, 33.
So you would, from both of you working together, you conclude that the wind itself is actually relatively light, but not to a point where it's going to be of any concern for you.
So we could probably just windwalk.
That should hopefully not be a problem. We can touch down not quite in camp like we normally do, so we don't freak people out that we're a bunch of clouds.
Don't we need to get him to agree to it though? She says, pointing to Dozer.
Check the requirements.
It's a willing creature.
Could try it. He's gonna walk up. Dalen's gonna walk over to the Dozer. Would you be willing to be turned into a cloud for the sake of travel?
He just stops walking. Then continues looking straight ahead, but doesn't say anything.
He's not moving. I take that as a yes.
Okay. Ethan, this is gonna be weird.
This whole thing's been weird.
It's always weird.
There's a
turn
reason.
into a cloud, buddy.
Lydia will look at the group like, link up. And
Linking.
pull out
Link
your mother's
established.
necklace from underneath her gambeson, and I will cast Windwalk on all of us.
All right, very good.
Link established.
That one charge of Windwalk. And we're clouds. And we can move
Clouds.
very quickly.
Did Dozer turn into a cloud?
All of you turn into the
Zozer.
wisp, into the wisps of clouds that you are, including
Yes!
Zozer.
Let's go!
So,
Paul asks.
Daphne's just showing Itham how to cloud. 'Cause we're
He
the
already
first
knows how to fly.
Yeah, he's just a
Yeah,
cloud
he's
now
never
instead of a
been
bunch of
a cloud.
birds.
It's different when you're a cloud. You don't have to flap your arms.
I'm not sure if he has to flap his arms normally when he's doing swarm magic, but alright, weird flex.
I mean, you could just ask me. It says with a little bit of a deadpan.
Itham, do you have to flap your arms when you're flying?
Don't really think much about it. All I just think of is going to a place or in a direction. And that's how it works.
So-
Solid. So if I were to shoot down any one of those birds, it would just be you.
Be rather difficult to hit, but possibly.
Alright.
I mean, magic missile can hit anything, so.
Dalen hears that and just goes, "Good to know."
True, magic missile just kind of locks on target and...
As you are flying,
Not
they're flying through
that's
the
a
air.
dude.
Before we do the before we go to this next scene, Itham would ask, so is this Daphne going to be you said that it's marrying your brother. You're talking about this Thal person, yes?
Pink cloud.
Pink cloud.
So does that mean then that she would be my in-law, or
So Thal and Ashraf aren't brothers technically, but they're close like.
It's like it's kind of like how we do adoptions into nobility.
Yeah, kind of. They're just like really good bros, and it's basically turned into like brothership. No one in the Pale Hands is actually like related to each other, but we're family.
Drow culture is quite interesting, I will admit.
We're the weird ones, so it gets a little bit normal if you talk to the other families, but we're the weird ones out.
He will spend the time pondering about this as you all make your way to the camp.
Poor buddy.
Daphne cloud eventually turns back to its normal color.
So, as each of you draw closer to the camp, you begin to you do see the fires going about. You still see that they are still seems to be semblance of this encampment. As you begin your descent,
outside of camp, so we're not disobeying the no magic rule.
Yeah. So as you do it outside of camp, and turn back into your usual selves, begin to walk forward towards the entrance.
We hiding Itham's face before we walk in?
Put up. Or Itham, can you be one of your birds, real quick?
Your previous co-workers are here.
Yeah, people who know who you are, who think that you're on their side and not our side.
I mean, I could easily just blend into the surroundings.
That works too. So is it magic based? We're not allowed to do magic in the camp.
No, you're just a really good hider, aren't you?
As you said, you turn to look where he is. He's not there.
He's better at that than you are, Lydia.
Hide and seek champion. Hide and seek champion of what? The 9th season of the Great Oak? I don't know.
Oh, by the way, just so you're, in case you're wondering, let's see.
What's his stealth?
Let me go ahead and just. I gotta take a look at this real quick.
I want to know his stat block so bad.
He rolled a 35 to his stealth.
Jesus Christ. Damn.
Hide and seek champion of the 9th season of the Great Oak. What?
We're never finding him.
I'm sure he'll find us when we're leaving.
Probably. He'll probably drop another snowball in one of our heads.
Yeah.
How's the camp reacting to us walking with Dozer?
As you are walking,
Zozer.
as you are approaching, they seem to look at you curiously, but then they notice, more in particular, Zozer, who is ahead of you because he just started walking immediately as soon as he ended
Can I walk alongside him since I'm the one
Sure.
that said was bringing him?
Sure. As you do.
I was talking to Itham, so makes sense.
Yeah. As you do that, you notice one of what feat did you have again? Did you have the observant feat? You would notice that one of them, one of the Oni, seems to mutter something to the other, and he goes off. But you hear him say, "Alert the compact." And as you are going forward, you see that Zozer, without any need for directions, just goes right to where the tent, towards where the tent is located. But as he's doing so, you notice now seems to grow in size as he's walking.
He's a
mad lad.
Umeko is just gonna ask him, is there anything you need from us in particular?
He will then look to you as he continues walking. As he just points down to his side as he continues walking. Basically signing that he wants you to stay beside him.
Aw.
Tiny halfling next to him, just like, all right.
But as he grows in size and you all are following, you notice that he's actually even by Oni standards, he's actually a bit taller than the rest of them.
I'm back, and all I hear is Umeko's tiny.
We're back at the Oni camp, and Zozer's like a giant.
Cool.
He's
I want us to stay with
basically the equivalent of like, even among giants, he's like he's almost like the Shaq or Yao Ming among the giants.
Oh God.
Like he has him by at least a few feet.
him.
Love that.
Oh, and Itham rolled like a 35 on stealth, so Itham's hiding.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, I could just hide. And we're like, really? And he just gone. Yep.
Ranger shenanigans.
Favorite terrain. Probably pass without a trace.
Hide in plain sight. You forget about that one.
Mhm.
Right, yeah.
And he has swarm magic. Yep.
It's like he actually rolled a 2. I mean,
Yeah.
So,
Anyways.
as
he just has a plus 33 now.
and as he approaches the tent, he stops in front of it. Before you see each of the members of the compact emerge.
Even the opal horns?
You
Who's
do not see the
leading?
opal horn leader among them.
Oh,
She said she was leaving someone to rep her, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And as you are all standing there, he stops and there's this sense of absolute silence. Even the mutters and the conversations had died down as they're looking at Zozer. You can tell from the garb compared to the rest, even though his has seemed very, very much the ragged kind, like where it's just like its pelts and all this other stuff, compared to the much nicer clothing by Oni standards that the tribes are wearing. He stands there. Before you hear a booming voice. I speak for the Great Colossus. I am his mouth. All in giant. But you do have your kin pins.
Oh yeah, we would have activated. I feel like
Activated.
before entering the camp.
Yeah. So, but as this happened, as he speaks, it catches you off guard. You feel the ground shake itself. Even with the snow and everything, you feel it shaking. The Great Colossus knows of the troubled times. The Great Colossus knows the internal strife. The Great Colossus knows the paths, the crossroads in which you stand at the front. The Great Colossus honors the pact that was made and will continue to do so. There will be no shift in loyalty. Those who turn away will face the wrath of the Colossus. The same wrath he had shown to the great lizard of this world. Yes, Umeko.
Can I do like a quick look around to see if I see the soldier and the duelist?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ooh. Can I partake in that?
Can Gale?
Sure, if
Nope.
you'd like. Sure, if you'd like.
I'll take a look around as well.
Perception, you said?
Flat?
Mhm.
It's not Sunny DM, so I'd be normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the heck?
Nope.
Don't seem to see any sign of them.
22.
Ooh.
Dalen, you on the other hand would know for a fact they are not here.
Okay.
They probably think they're fine and that it's
They're probably
fine.
escorting the opal horns, honestly. Now that I think about it. That's probably where they are.
So. And as he says this, there's a moment of silence before. This is the word of the Great Colossus. You all have heard him speak. And then almost immediately, you see the leaders for the first time, each of them, kneel. Lower their head to Zoser. Followed quickly by everyone else around.
Oh fuck, I guess we should do it too.
Should we bow?
Wait, kneel.
Umeko will.
Daphne seeing Umeko do it instantly kneels as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dalen
Oh,
does the same.
No.
Dalen's
But
kneeling on the ground.
as you are preparing to kneel, you hear the faintest of whispers in the back of your head. You kneel to no one.
Ooh. Dalen.
Recognizing that as the gentle voice of Zoser.
Okay, Daphne stays standing then.
Dalen's gonna get back on
Gale
his.
does as well.
Dalen's gonna get back on his hooves and stick his chest out a little bit.
He was just standing the entire time because I didn't say anything. She's just like, she's kind of like subdued and just throwing a peace sign.
Still kneeling. Umeko's just gonna give him a look of like, are you sure?
We are the mouths of the Great Colossus.
Oh. Oh, we. Oh. Oh, dang.
Okay. Yeah. She'll just kind of like look. Fuck. What's his name? What's the
Zoser.
only tribe leader that I know? What's his name?
Oh, Urai's father?
Yeah, I don't remember his name right now.
Helio? No.
Hideo.
Um,
Hideo.
Yeah, Hideo.
Hideo.
Yeah, she'll just.
Hideo
She'll-
Kojima.
Yeah, Umeko will stand up then and just kind of like look at Hideo. Like, I try to get each how he feels about all this right now.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
11.
It's really hard to tell as of right now, due to being in the them being in the kneeling position and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
But as this ends, you notice something happened to Zoser. You start to notice his skin begin to change before it starts to harden. And it starts changing into that of various rocks and stone. Until nothing is left but what appears to be that almost like a stone pillar. That gives some level of resemblance of a person being there at one point.
Oh.
Was that supposed to happen?
I think so.
I mean, he was just here to deliver the news.
I think he went home.
Maybe his job is done.
And with this,
our job's done too.
they slowly began to stand up. And the one from the Ebony Claws begins to speak.
Oh dear.
Well, there is no question now what needs to be done. Even though it would have been entertaining to try to forge a different path, we know where we are to stand. Agreed.
Sorry. I forgot my flash was on.
Agreed. There will be no question. The cause of the Kanabo Compact is to remain. And I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit stronger than it was just a moment ago. Glances over at Hideo. Agreed. The witness has heard. Looking over to someone who seems to be standing discreetly among them, was a member of the Opal Horn, before looking to everyone else. We know the cause in which we are to follow. Anyone who has objections to it will also have to answer to us. It has been said, and it will be as such. And with that, people begin to part ways, but you see there's a little bit more of a flurry of activity. Much like an ant in a colony knowing their dedicated purpose, you see them going about various tasks with a bit more eager in their step.
Little spring to their step.
Eagerness, definitely. Now, while the others, while the leaders begin to depart in to different parts of the tent, to different parts of the camp, Hideo approaches you with Medy right beside him. I must say, I truly did not expect you not only would go, but be given an audience. Let alone bring back a message.
He had a few close calls, but...
Yeah.
It was a very interesting journey, to say the least.
No one was kidding when they called him the Colossus.
No, he made, he points to Umeko, he made her look like a molecule.
Well, considering the size and the strength, there's no question about a lot of things. In fact, even this mountain range, even that's the spine, was caused by him.
So we heard.
In fact, the Great Lizard, I'm not sure if you knew this, but that Great Lizard he was talking about?
Who was that Great Lizard?
The Great Lizard, known in our tongue as Radashgurin. Now, for those of you who know Giant, who knows Giant here? Oh yeah, you all have it. So you would, it automatically translate for you. In a word, some of you, you're gonna have to roll a history check on real quick before I say it.
1 second.
Hang on.
Who?
Everyone, since you all have the pins.
I don't have one.
History.
Oh, that's right, you don't.
Mm-hmm. Dalen's just like,
Oh, damn.
Would
Dalen's-
being from the mountain help in any way, Dia? Or like, would
go
I have
ahead-
heard this from Akir?
Go ahead and give me a history check at advantage for you.
Dalen just
It
kinda
didn't
nudges-
help.
Dalen just kind of nudges Gale. The hell are they talking about?
DM. I do have one last skill inspiration.
Oh,
from way back
yeah.
when. Can I use it?
If you'd like.
You want to use that on this?
Fuck it, why
Yes.
not?
Finished it.
Yes.
12.
Okay.
Awesome.
15. Did I get the highest?
Want one.
God.
You all have heard tales of a great lizard. That's beyond a shadow of a doubt. Even Daphne has, even with that roll. But you would know that it's a lizard in which it is something that was seen as the destroyer of nations from a time long ago. Lydia, you would know it by a different name, by the legends and lores in your land. Known as, in your tongue, and which seems to have been adopted by the common speaking folk, as a Tarask.
Daphne's just used to hearing of great serpents because all of the members of the Scale family have been named after great serpents. But it's not clicking right now. Lydia, what's with the face?
Lydia just turned face. I sometimes hate being a bookish child. A Tarask?
Dalen, or DM, would Dalen know what a Tarask is?
Oh yeah.
With Gale.
At least you've heard
Oh.
of the legends and tales of like this great lizard in your tongue as a Tarask.
Yeah, the Great Lizard kind of translates to what's been like commonly adopted a common as a Tarask.
You see. So, those things destroy entire continents. Are you telling me that our friend back there killed that?
I think
Wait,
we're
was the
standing on a body.
Spine? The spine was a Tarask? Does Diar have chunks of a Tarask tooth in his bag?
It's in that moment you see Diar just like his eyes go wide, like oh.
This is
Dylan-
bigger than a dragon.
Dalen immediately turns to the air. You're making me a spear. I want a Tarask spear.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Are we now for clarification? Are we standing on a Tarask corpse right now?
So that's what you call it.
Yes, that's the
In our
common-
tales,
Right.
from what we understand from our oral tradition, that this whole mountain is it. This whole mountain range is it.
You just see Dalen shudder hard, just like, oh god.
Gale just laughs nervously.
Oh.
Dalen goes over to Daphne. You're not allowed to perform resurrection on it.
Like just cuts out.
I love how we can't hear you.
Why would I want to? Anyone's powerful enough to do that, Dalen.
You never
Probably
know. You might surprise
Maybe
yourself.
The Mortician?
Or big beef, big scrawny bird boy.
Are Tarasks still around, or are they like extinct?
You've only heard the tale of a Tarask. You don't.
Okay.
There's nothing from tales and such about there being more than one.
Oh,
So wait,
Damn.
we're
like,
on
not a
we're
recent
on
publication.
the Tarrasque corpse.
Tarrasque.
The Tarrasque.
So Dalan actually turns to Daphne. Although, what if what if we did bring it back and then we choose Sean Monster on it?
No, absolutely not.
Let's make that a side quest. We have other matters to deal with.
We have a girl.
Then we would uproot a bunch of people who live on the mountain.
Fair enough.
That
Fair
is
enough.
true.
This
And
is
a
true.
burial ground. And I'm
This is-
not disturbing the dead.
Fair enough.
She turns back to Helios. I'm so sorry. We are very weird people and we deal with stress very weird, oddly.
She means
Well,
Hideo,
it's just
not
certainly a good
Helios.
thing that you said this to me and not to the Ebony Claws.
Yep.
There's a reason why there's no one else besides us on this mountain.
Oh, I see. All right.
That's valid.
Well, guys, should we head back to the Should we head back to?
Mount Kieran? Or-
Wait, where's Talus?
Oh, wait. Talus? Our friend?
Is she okay? She hasn't caused any
Yes.
trouble, has she?
Oh, your friend? No. In fact, she's been spending a lot of time talking to these animals. I'm not exactly sure why.
How's Jonesy?
That...
I
Do not concern yourself with the talking to the animals.
Gale's about to say something, but then he's just like, his tail just goes in his mouth. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Dalan just reaches up and grabs his snout and pulls it down.
I have a tail in my mouth. Don't do that. I can eat my tail off.
We're mature adventurers, I swear. I'd say ask Umeko, but she'll just throw us under the carriage.
Meanwhile, Dalan is just standing there holding Gale's mouth with one hand. The other hand is just doing this.
Hideo, is there anything else that you possibly could need from us before we collect our weird friend and be on our way?
I do have well, if you don't mind waiting for just some time, there's something we wanted to provide you before departing.
May I ask for clarification on some time?
Just midday if possible. We just need time to prepare it.
So a few
Is
hours.
it-
Well, I'm like, son? Like, time?
Survival check. Survival check.
Survival checks.
I'd say we could ask your brother, but he's not.
21.
9.
I don't know where he is right now. She's just looking around to see if she can spot Itham.
So, from what you can tell, Lydia, it is about 9 o'clock in the morning. So about 3 hours.
No. Just
Dalan-
turning to the group like, I know we're on time sensitive.
Dalan turns to her and just kind of goes, well, we did shave a lot of time off considering the fact that we use Windwalk.
But we have a
And
girl
we-
running for her life.
Gale's going to Oh wait, no, he can't because we're in the camp. Never mind.
If you go outside the camp, you can cast scrying to see how she is.
Mind if we cast magic to check on the safety and well-being of someone that we're in charge of?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. At advantage.
Yay. Because we brought message from the Colossus. We are his mouthpiece for the time being.
Ew.
17.
We have
Yes,
diplomatic immunity.
Yes, this shouldn't be an issue. Just make sure you do it in the tent, one of the tents.
Okay.
Go find the tent Talus is in.
Can you point me in the direction of where the tent that Talus is in?
He would then guide you over to the tent. And as you enter, and as he opens it and allows for you all to enter into the tent, you hear the voice of Talus saying, "So then I told." So,
Oh no!
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, my iPad died. I need
No
to
worries.
for a moment.
So I told Camellia that it's a really bad idea to try to stain the snot rags home with that horse manure, especially since they used the whitewash on one of their vacation homes. But she really insisted on wanting to do that, which I admit it was pretty funny, but it really was. Oh hey! You just see Talus.
You're telling us that story later, you.
Good morning, Talus.
Hello, Talus.
I'm not
Morning,
saying a word.
Kitty.
Dalan just kind of leans into her.
I
I
owe
give
you
it-
nothing, lizard.
Dalan just leans into Talus. I'll give you 500 gold if you tell us that story later.
Alice, I will
I'll
tear
do
out
1,000.
your.
I'll do 1,000.
I'll tear out your throat if you talk like that.
That's so much
We
money.
actually have
Give me an
3
intimidation
hours.
check, youth.
We have 3 hours to kill, so
Let's see.
can I poke my head out of the tent and try to find Itham? Just like
14.
You just see she goes quiet. Like, but perception check, Lydia, if you're trying to find Itham.
It's not gonna be good. Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Flat.
Would it still be flat because of the covering of the tent?
Ooh, 24.
24. It's over in game log because I rolled it flat through
Okay.
D&D Beyond. 24.
All right. Don't exactly see him, but you do get the sense that he is here in the tent.
What the?
What the fuck?
He's Batman.
Itham!
Yes, as he reveals himself from the corner of the tent.
Talus, you didn't notice our new friend? She says, pointing to Itham, who's probably like in the far corner behind her.
She just looks at me and looks like, "Oh, whoa, hello!"
Were
Yeah,
you
he's-
hiding? Like, under...
He's tried to kill us before, but now he's fine. So
He's on our side now. Don't worry about it.
I
It's
have
like living
questions.
with a second me.
I have questions.
Okay.
We have hours.
Okay. Why was he trying to kill you? Why is he hot? What is there? Why? What are we?
Literally,
Why is he hiding?
Youth covers her mouth the moment she says, "Why is he hot?" Just like
What is-
slaps her hand over it.
Itham's reaction to why is he hot?
Just confused and perplexed, just like, what?
He was a falconer, brainwashed, died via meteor, came back via Daphne. He is my brother. No.
She's just quiet, mostly because of the fact that you this shushing her.
True.
She lowers her hand and she's like, "If you say he's hot one more time, I am going to kick you."
What? I'm not allowed to state the obvious?
And then she kicks her into shin
Ow!
immediately.
DM,
Yes.
as everyone's doing this, Gale's going to take out the dragon orb,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to scry on Medy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, girl.
Hopefully Tara's found her.
Okay.
Swear, if
Do
she's
I
on the
need
back of
to-
a bat, I'm gonna
Do I need to roll for anything, or is it going to be like last
Give me
time
a
where-
second. Just looking up
Scrying,
something
you don't
here.
need to roll anything. I don't normally.
Okay. So,
Please be alive, Medy.
all right. So, Let's see. All right. Give me a second. Uno momento. Sorry.
Yep, you're fine.
Okay. So. All right. Let me pull this up.
That's new music?
Why
So.
is it gotta be that? That's anyways.
So, as you are focusing on the scrying, Gale, you notice that it seems to be quite easy. As you watch, as you focus on Medy, you see that she is just running. You see now that her clothes are much more dirtied and there's slight tears here and there. Clearly, she has been on the run. She hasn't really spent too much time resting up. As she's just running through the area. But you see, it seems to be a bit of a forested location. But you see that as she's running. Hi, Nacho.
Hi, Nacho.
So, you see, as she's running, you just see that there's a bit of panic. And give me a perception check real quick, Gale.
Okay. Perception.
You would notice that
22.
as you are watching her run, you see that even though that she's booking it, you can see the sense of fear in her eyes. But you also notice something you never noticed before about her eyes, as there seems to be a bit of a glow along the edges of the, like, around the pupil and the iris. A faint pulse of a yellow glow. As she is running, you see what appears to be that of something, almost like a gust of wind or something, flying by her, just going past her. You hear the ghastly voices, but suddenly see for a moment what appears to be that of some sort of arcane bolts of magic or something begin flying towards. You see her turn around, like looking over her shoulder, swinging her arm wide, as you suddenly see this wall of stone.
Ooh, nice.
It's damaged by it, but she doesn't seem to seems to be wanting to stay for the fight. She's just running, trying to put distance between her. Before you hear her mutter, come on. And let me check something real quick. And you then hear her mutter something along the lines of, let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting this correct. Give me a second.
You're fine.
Okay. Before she seems to be looking around, and then you just hear her say, upward, 50-degree angle, 500 feet, before disappears. Before you see her suddenly almost look like she's free falling from for a moment in this upward, before you just see her grab a hold onto what appears to be that of some sort of cliffside before pulling herself up.
That's our girl.
But just keeps running. And that's where the scrying ends.
That's our girl.
Come on, Medy.
Okay. Medy's still running.
My number one.
Mortician. What?
That's a good sign, at least, that she's still going.
Something shot at her. She used Wall of Stone. And then she muttered, upwards 50 degrees. DM, what was it? Upwards.
50-degree angle.
Upward 50.
Angle, 500 feet.
Upward 50-degree angle, 500 feet. And then she jumped up, and then she vanished up and caught on top of a cliff and is just running.
She used Dimension Door.
Hopefully that would put some more space between her and the Mortician.
She grabbed a cliff?
Did Mount Kieran have cliffs?
It's a mountain.
Oh.
It's a... Considering the location, you can conclude that it's not the mountain.
Not the mountain?
We've been
It's
to
not
Mount
Mount Kieran.
Kieran before. We've walked to Mount Kieran. Would it be someplace that we would be familiar with? Those of us who made that initial trek?
Would Gale ever remember? I know you said scrying is only about her, but would
unfortunately, with
scrying,
due to the nature of scrying, you wouldn't exactly know. And even then, the amount you saw, it's pretty much as if, think of like in like the old time Age of Empires or something, where you see like that guy and it's just like a little bit around him as it's like all fog of war, like all darkness. That's basically what it is for you.
Okay, shoot.
Where might there be cliffs around there?
She might be following Sifo's advice and going
to follow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the map. And being there, would I know where she is?
Give me survival at disadvantage. Yes, youth.
Never mind. It's fine. No.
Really hard to tell. You have no idea.
Daphne.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would you be able to send a thing to Tereth? Ask him where he is and if he's by any cliffs. If so, look for a girl satyr.
Cliff sides.
He knows what Medy looks like, but I will send the message. She brings out her copper wire and wraps it around her finger. Tereth, I don't know if you're awake. Did scrying on Medy. She is near cliff sides, still running from the Mortician. Keep an eye out.
Okay.
All right, got it. Come on, Knight. We're going for a late flight.
Oh. I feel bad. He was asleep. I forgot he's a drow.
We still can just do 4 hours, but it is daytime. He
Lydia.
has plenty of time to sleep when he's grounded, yes. Yes.
How far would Windwalk get us from here to?
We still have Windwalk for the next 7. How long has it been since I casted Windwalk, DM?
It was only about half an hour.
Oh, so
Talus
You-
doesn't
you-
have it.
Else doesn't have it.
Talus doesn't have it, so we have to figure out what we're doing with Talus.
Bye, Talus.
Bye, Talus! Oh god, we can get 300 miles in 8 hours. Let's round it off to 7.
Would we be able to get to Mount Kieran?
She's not near Mount Kieran from the looks of it.
Or
Can we get to the fall territory?
that's what I meant.
The map, DM, just so I have a point of reference. Are
Yes.
we near like Naku?
I
Or
would
we're
say.
higher up than that.
From
Let me
what
take
I
a
remember.
look.
I
Yeah,
know we
you are-
stopped in Naku because it was like a gas station town.
Yeah, and then the monastery's up the mountain a bit, and then the Onis were past that.
No,
Let me take a look.
because
Let me see.
player talk. If you're looking at the map, we can only get 6 hexagons with Windwalk.
Yeah, you're a bit into the mountain range. So if it would be about if you left with the time you have, you would have about you would get near to the end, like close to Naku,
Yeah.
with the time that you have with the Windwalk.
Yeah, we would not get.
But
that's
that's
why
if we leave now before the Kanabo Compact gives us what they want to part us with.
Exactly. That's why I was hoping she would go to Mount Kieran and I could try to figure out that spell that Delmara did and other more
Are
advanced
you
druids.
Cry?
Hmm?
Lydia,
What?
are you cry? Because you just need to see a tree, right?
I have to see it or touch it.
So if you scried and you saw a tree that she was near, could you go through it?
DM, what's your ruling on that?
What?
For transport via plants, I have to see or touch a tree.
Mm-hmm.
If I scried and saw a tree in the scrying, would I...
I would
able to
say no, due to the fact you wouldn't know exactly where that tree is.
Valid. And I didn't see it with my own eyes, it was magical. as well.
Correct, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I also didn't have pack scrying today.
Should I?
so
Okay.
Our
so
only hope of getting there quickly is multiple days worth of travel using circles, or I have to go figure out this spell.
If we went to the Nock territory, use their circle to go to the capital, then
Doesn't Mount Kieran have its own teleportation circle?
that's
I
if
was
she's
gonna-
going to Mount Kieran.
Well, Mount Kieran
also,
will get us closer to Fall Oak.
Anti-magic area.
They were working on rebuilding that, though.
Just real quick.
Can I?
You'll hear Talus chime in. Thankfully, she rolled high on this. You said, though, that each of the areas has a teleportation circle, right? Each of the capitals. I mean, you might be able to. What's the capital closest to the mountain?
Fallen, which was destroyed, and then
We've never been to the fall.
No, we've
we
been
have.
Fall?
We went to Fallen. That's where the battle
But-
bots were.
No, I meant where the teleportation circle is.
Do we know that this circle's been destroyed, though?
No idea.
I mean,
And
we
I
could-
can't ask. I can't ask.
The daimyo's dead, so they don't.
The
well,
daimyo's-
we can ask Bala to check and see. She's a rogue. She can easily go in.
There's in Fall Ren. Can Zare
Yeah.
set up one and then send us? Can you send magical scrolls through a diplomat's pouch?
Unfortunately, it only works with letters,
they're
I
all-
think. I'll double check.
Lydia,
What?
I know teleportation circle.
So have Zare just send us the sketch of the circle on a normal piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you message Zare for me? And while you're doing that, I have 3 hours to kill. Maybe I can try figuring out the spell by hitting my head against a tree hard enough. Literally,
Please don't
when literally, the druid just like split a tree and they come out another one. It's kind of cool, so I just need to figure out how to do that.
Oh, I'm using this spell so many times today. Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Does Zare Zare doesn't have a diplomat's pouch.
I believe he does, unless he left it at the Pale Hands base.
Can they send? Okay, Dungeon Master, can they send mental images through sending?
Unfortunately, no. It is very audio.
Draw a circle. To the north, draw this. To the south, draw that. Maybe just ask there if he has his on him.
Gale's going to write in his book to Bala. Well, he's going to write Bala's name. Bala, it's Gale. Can you ask Zare if he has a diplomat's pouch?
Why can't you ask Zare?
Why can't you ask Zare himself?
Oh, is it because you're afraid of Zare because he ranted at you?
I persuaded him very well for your necklace. I don't know why he hasn't gotten that to you. Silence.
Daphne's gonna message Zare. Zare needs to do a quick teleportation circle. Do you have one on you that you can make? Need to leave Mountain within the next 3 hours. Easiest way is teleportation. Daphne to Zare.
Takes a moment then to respond. Do have the things to set up one, but I was planning for the return back. Is there something you need of me besides
Gale.
this? You see, the quiz. His question is he's basically asking, okay, so yeah, is there a reason why?
Daphne's gonna scowl and look at Lydia. He's making me use another one because he asked a question. Medy's being chased by the Mortician and has been running for the past 24 hours.
From Fall Ren?
From Fall Ren.
Tara and Fall.
Oh, and by the way, Tara's following them.
Oh my gosh, he is just like his mother. You just hear him say before he adds on, fine, I'll set it up. Give me some time. It'll take a few hours.
Okay. He's going to set it up. And he says Tareth is just like you. I don't think he meant that in a good way.
See it, unfortunately. I see it. He's not wrong.
Luckily, I have the things I need. He says he's going to need a few hours to set it up.
Well, we're waiting a few hours anyways.
So we're waiting then. Oh, yes, Gale?
Gale's... I'm retconning the Bala thing. Gale's actually going to write to Medy. Keep running. Help will be there soon.
Are you saying something, Delan, or are you just karaoke time over there?
Karaoke time.
Okay. So...
Oh my god.
Help will be there soon.
Help is on the way, dear.
Gale.
Help is on the way.
I need a hint.
You actually hear a response from her. An exhausted breath as she's saying, well, we better make it soon because I'm trying to get there.
Get where?
Get where? And Gale immediately says,
Okay, keep in mind, this is another spell slot for you.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We just said conserve spell slots.
to the mountain.
Okay.
Medy's heading towards the mountain. Hedy's heading towards the mountain.
What?
He's heading towards
Medy is heading towards Mount Kirin.
Okay, so the
If you
Maybe
can
I
figure
don't.
out your rewalking spell, great. If not, we can teleport and then we can use Windwalk.
So,
exactly, because it won't be 8 hours. It's like maybe I don't have to waste that big of a spell.
so
What are we doing with Talus and the animals then?
Talus, what do you want? What do you want to do, Talus?
Talus.
depends.
Tell us, what do you want to do?
Depends. Am I gonna have to babysit them again?
Why don't we just let them go?
I was just
You
gonna
can
say,
adapt.
let's just let them go.
Didn't we promise to change them back at least?
Let them go back to the sanctuary. Not the sanctuary.
If you
Monastery.
want help, if you want help with them, you could either head back to this monastery to talk to Yora, or you can talk to Krulid at the Dandelion Inn.
Give me
I
a
will say
persuasion
the
check.
Dandelion Inn will be more homey and a lot more nice than Yora.
Give me a persuasion check, Umeko.
Yeah,
Guidance?
Talus can come with us, or
9.
So you're
I'm
telling
not rolling well
me,
tonight.
you're telling me, after being rescued, you're telling me, oh, okay, we'll just drop you off over in an area we have that I have no idea about, or if I can
Would you
trust
like to
them.
go fight a Mortician on a mountain that's been decimated?
Why don't you drop me in a dumpster while you're at it? Jeez.
Talus,
Yeah, I
this is
will.
very much life and death. We are fighting in a war at this point. Do you want to join the fight, or do you want to remain safe?
Have you ever killed someone? Or have you ever fought someone?
Yes, I fought her.
Guns!
As you points to youth.
To the
I
death.
fought her too.
To,
We
to
were
the
close
life.
to it. And she points, like, she literally points to her arm that has a scar from the bullet she took
Talus,
from
I
Talus.
will let you know. Your life will be in danger tenfold if you join us.
Yes. More like
You have
11.
a choice to deal with talking animals and help innocent people, or to literally fight in a war where there might be no going back.
Okay, gotta roll a few dice.
Oh,
Give me a
wait.
second.
Jesus Christ, that's so many dice. I hear them.
Okay.
What's that face, Harold?
She seems to go quiet. Whether I wanted to or not, I was pulled into this. All because of my inventions. I've been pulled into it because of my family, just like how Camellia has been pulled into this partly because of her family. For me to just sit by and just say, oops, I caused all this with something I created, wouldn't sit right with me. If you created something that you love and then see it being used for to be used to cause harm, would you be alright just sitting there by yourself or just avoiding it all?
Just so you know, Talus, the people we are fighting have destroyed a capital, destroyed a city, killed many people.
Gale, I don't think.
And who's to say that it wasn't because of something I created? Camellia, what was it that I was making when you found me?
The super boomstick or whatever you called it, the giant gun.
Yeah. In fact, you want to know what it looks like? As she casts minor illusion, and you see this large cannon. That's not just one. That's just one cannon, but but there's like multiple barrels of the cannons. It's like and as she's doing the minor illusion, it's showing as if it's like rotating like a revolver, just firing cannonball after cannonball.
The puckle gun, right?
This was the bigger one that we found inside the tent.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Oh,
I mean, I won't lie, that might be nice to have on our side.
that would be.
Yeah, but the Raging Ram have
That's
it.
good enough for me.
You can make another one, can't you?
Okay.
I mean, I could if I have the materials.
Okay, so you're coming with us. I'm assuming you're coming too. Gale's going to look at Itha.
You honestly think You think Lydia will let us leave him behind?
Gale, he was the first one to say he was in with going to save Medy when we all hesitated.
Okay.
So what, we just let the animals go? I don't have to speak with animals anymore today, guys. I can't just be like, hi guys.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. What I'll do. I'll watch him a little while longer. But we go together. But don't expect me to just be sitting there and be the babysitter through this entire thing.
We won't, dear.
I can't promise you I'll babysit you either.
No, I think she means babysit the animals, dear.
Oh.
What if we drop the animals off at the monastery?
At Mount
We're not
Kieran?
going to the monastery.
Oh yeah, Mount Kieran.
Mount Kieran has a monastery. Kind of.
What if we drop them off with Zare and Bala? Zare would be the best likely person to figure it out.
As you're all trying to figure out what to do about the animals, you notice someone approach and the tent flap opens.
Has
And
it
you
been
see
3
it
hours?
is you see it's Hideo and Medy. Sorry to interrupt, but I know you're short on time and wanted to make this quick for you, but we had gathered a few things as our way of showing our gratitude for what you have done. And as they approach each and every, as Medy approaches, seeming to have everything in this sort of this small chest, but she seems to open it. You can't see it because the back end is facing towards you, but she carefully hands something to each of you. For
Is it shiny? Is it shiny? Is it shiny?
It is shiny.
It fits in a chest.
So first thing, Lydia.
Yes.
You get handed this mysterious pouch like bag. It's like, think of like a similar set of a small like dice bag. But as she hands it to you, she says, "These are some. This is something that our shamans use for whenever it is necessary. I'm sure you would find use in this." You do, and as you hold it, you feel like there's something in there, like a good amount of weight.
Can I take a peek?
You
Can I
take
see what's in there?
you take a peek, and you see it seems to be full of beans.
Aren't Oni allergic to beans? Do I have any knowledge of beans, DM?
Give me an Arcana check.
Beans. Arcana. Oh god. 11.
Not really much about it, but as Mariah notices the perplexed look on your face, she says, "These are not meant for eating. If you eat these, you would actually die, and there'd be no way of coming back."
We should give them to the mortician.
What do the beans do?
Depends really on the bean.
What?
Instructions? Mariah would do this.
Whenever you feel the need to use this, you take one out and you toss it to the ground. As soon as it touches the ground, depending on the bean, something will happen.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I'm having chocolate cake being delivered.
Blondie and her love for sweets.
No, it's like husband just like, you want cake? And just gives me like a bowl full of cake.
That's amazing.
Alright. Beans, throw them on the ground. What happens?
Depending on the bean, something will, she doesn't specify, it says something will happen. So, so go ahead and add bag of beans to your inventory.
Is it an actual, like...
It's an actual item.
That's amazing.
Bag of beans.
A bag of magic beans. It's literally a Cards Against Humanity card.
So, as for you, youth.
Yeah.
Mariah approaches you and places something in your hand. First, it doesn't look any. In fact, it's kind of strange as you're looking at it, but you see that it's what appears to be that of a ring, but it seems to be almost like it's made of just like stone or just like rocks and like various kinds. It's rather unusual looking. This ring will help preserve you. For as long as you wear it.
Wait. What? Wait. Hang on. Who was that was given to who?
You.
Me? That's the doesn't look like the ring.
It does not look like the ring you're thinking of.
Goodness, oh my gosh, I was freaking out.
That would have been
that easy.
amazing if you just got the ring we've been looking for.
Oh my goodness, that'd be amazing.
I was about to
indeed.
be like, please don't tell me that was that easy. What do I add, Herald?
Go ahead and add the ring of protection.
Okay.
Ooh.
Daphne, as Mariah approaches you last, as you see after she takes a hold of something and then closes it and places it in your hand as well. And you see as it's in your hand, you notice that it appears to be that of another ring as well, but this one's different in that it's smaller, in the sense like it's probably meant to be worn on the pinky. But you also see that the ring itself almost seems to be made of feathers. And you just hear, Mariah say, knowing your love for the history and knowledge, and showing that respect for the culture, like my friend. She glances at Umeko. This ring will actually contains one of the many spirits that are from this mountain. It will guide you and be of aid to you whenever you're in need.
Didn't your husband give you that? Now he's eating.
And now he's eating it over my shoulder. Pay no mind to him. Just ignore him.
So, just so you're aware, Daphne, I'm gonna have to send you the info for this one because it is not made by Wizards of the Coast.
Okay.
It's a homebrew. So,
Now, Dungeon Master, I have a serious question for you.
yes.
Is the spirit a pygmy griffin?
You don't know. You haven't put on the ring or anything. You're just holding it.
Do I have to attune to it?
Yes.
Oh, darn it. I'm gonna have to unattune to something.
Will you spend the time to do that?
We have 3 hours, so I guess.
Okay.
No, this was just the 3 hours.
Well, don't worry. I'm not gonna be that much of a stickler, okay? Because this is your rewards for the quest, essentially.
Yeah. How many beans are in the bag, DM? D&D Beyond is like...
Hold on.
3d4 dry.
Do we put the beans back in the bag when they're done?
No, they explode and spout beer and shit. Like the D100 roll.
Oh, so that's why they said you would die.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Give me a second. I'm rolling.
A whole bag of beans. Big.
A ring of grenade beans.
Like bag of beans.
Guys, I'm thinking I'm gonna.
It's gonna be 12. There are 12 beans in there.
12 beans, got it.
What do you have to? What are you gonna have to unattune to?
Well, my choices are the dancing short sword, the needle of mending, or the trident of the depths.
Needle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Emperor.
I think that was unanimous.
She's still gonna have it on her.
Of course. She's just not attuned to it. It's just like, it's just a decoration right now.
Yeah, it's just hidden away in the little lapel of her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So, as you've attuned to it, and you've suddenly noticed a little bit of a gust of wind begin to emerge around your arm, but you also notice there's also these arcane there's this magic about it. As you see it seeming to take in the shape of feathers before you suddenly see on the ground a very small griffin.
Pygmy.
It's a pygmy griffin.
Daphne's just blinking. And she is doing everything in her power not to squeal right now.
So I'll go ahead and give you the info for this. I'll just say it out loud because it's easier that way, and I don't want to mess up my overlay.
Mm-hmm.
So just add this as a custom item for now, but I'll send you the info.
Right.
So the ring is called the Ring of the Spirit Guide. Once per long rest, you can summon a young griffin, small. It follows the same rules as a conjured creature like the spell Find Familiar. However, the young griffin can also use an action to turn into a griffin. It cannot turn back into a young griffin for the duration.
It's amazing.
Looks like you finally got your pygmy griffin.
The fact that we can't hear it, it's like silence, it makes it amazing.
Night is made.
Daphne's just gonna slowly lean down and just pick it up. Thank you. I love it. It just all smiles.
Mm-hmm. So, now for the rest of you, as Mordai steps back, Helios steps forward. First, to you, Delan. And you see that he seems to have something that's wrapped in a cloth before presenting it to you, and says, "This has been forged by my own hands. May it serve you well."
Thank you, sir. And he unwraps it.
And as you unwrap it, you see that what appears to be that of a longsword.
Oh, that's a beauty.
And you see that the blade itself is rather unusual in the sense that it doesn't appear to be that of a straight blade or a curved edge. It seems to resemble that of a flame.
Oh, that's lovely.
Whiz.
So, Daylin, go ahead and add Flame Tongue to your inventory.
Yes!
Long sword of flame tongue.
Yeah, bitch.
Now, let's see, who else am I forgetting? So, this one would be presented to Diar. You see that it is presented to him by Hideo as well. This one, not a sword, but you see that it looks like that of a bow. But you notice something strange about it. It seems to almost look like it was part of a wing. And he says, "For one who is of kin like ourselves, who yet dwell in the lower lands, I figured this would be most fitting for you. And he also says, please be sure to please use this to not only to the best of your capabilities, but to honor us by using this. And for those who are wondering what it is, Diar gets the dragon wing bow.
Oh, nice!
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, Umeko. As you are approached, this time both Murai and Hideo, they both look to you and say, Murai says, actually Hideo says, what, we know the ways of your people, and we also know that what we have, what we can make, is would not benefit you. But we still wish to give you something for not only your journey, but also to show our many years of gratitude. If you please, let Murai provide you our deepest gratitude. And Murai steps forward, grabs the whole of the side of your, each side of your head, presses your forehead against hers as she kneels. From what you know about this, from your passive intelligence, and also from what Akira has told you, this is a sign that this is considered a rather highly respected gesture among the Oni tribe. But you also said that, but Akira had also told you that there's something unusual about this that made him feel different. And as this happens, you begin to feel almost like a bit more strength, in the sense that you can stand your own ground. You feel as if you yourself are able to handle the challenges that are before you. And as you step away, for a brief moment, you see upon Umeko's forehead what appears to be that of a symbol, the Scarlet Tusks.
Nice.
For fades for now. So Umeko, while you do not get a magical item, you instead get a feat.
Ooh.
And this is the feat, and this is, I'm going to copy and paste it to you as well, because this is a homebrew one. Your feat that you got is Blessing of the Mountain.
Ooh.
You gain +1 to Constitution. You also gain the ability to speak and read of your choice, either Primordial or Giant.
Ooh.
And you gain resistance to bludgeoning and piercing damage.
Yes.
DM.
All right.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go fight a Mortician, man.
Fuck yes.
Fuck that. Let's go.
Yes, Gale. Do you have one question?
I never got anything.
I did give you. Didn't I give it to you?
No, you never
I thought I
gave me
did.
anything. No.
Okay,
You
give me.
didn't say.
Yeah,
My apologies. I thought I did.
Dia
Give me
got
a second.
beans. Diar got a bow. Delan got the flame tongue.
Did
Umeko
you
got
get
the feet.
anything? Did Youth get anything?
Yeah.
Youth got
Ring
the
of
ring.
protection.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, give
Yeah,
me
Gale's
my apologies. Give me a second. I thought I gave yours to you. That
No. I'm just like, oh.
okay.
You didn't do enough, Gale. You didn't pull the weight. You thought
You asked Zare too many times. No.
you asked too. There are too many questions, and they reflect this upon you.
Okay. Hold on, let me pull it out. My apologies. Give me a second.
You're fine.
I seriously thought I gave it to you already. No. And Hideo would have given to you something else that's wrapped up, similar to that of what Delan had, but it's not as long as a sword. But he presented it to you as he says, "This belonged to one of our great shamans. May you find use in this."
Gale's going to unwrap it.
As you unwrap it, you see that it seems to be that looks almost like a wand, but it isn't exactly. You see that there's a bit of feathers and even a skull on it, but you see that there's very intrinsic writing of what seems to be almost like arcane runes upon it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Gale. Go ahead and add the second level version of Rod of the Pact Keeper.
Ooh,
Rod of the
nice.
Yes, and that is an actual item.
Yes, it is. It's one that I want for Samuel. It's fucking amazing. If you're a warlock, that is the shit, dude.
All right, Rod of Pact Keeper.
Yep, you can find it in D&D Beyond.
That shit is nice.
So, and as you're all done, Hideo says, "We know you all have a difficult journey ahead of you, but we eagerly pray for your success. We will help as in any way possible." And that's where we're gonna end our session tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we level up?
No.
Let me check.
How can you say
Zare,
no?
finish the circle.
Can you say no to this face?
Can't say no to that face.
And it's been a month.
You're right. I can't say no to that face, but I can't say not yet.
Damn it.
Mother! You're saying no to this face.
I am not saying no.
How can you say not? How can you say not yet to that? Look at that.
Did Zare finish the circle yet? Zare! God damn
We
it.
have to wait another 2 weeks. Damn it.
But don't worry. I have, and keep in mind, I do have it all planned out milestone wise. In fact, honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think we might even go beyond level 15. So,
Yeah.
judging from how you guys are doing, so.
I might get wish.
You might. Come on.
If we get to
Come
level
on.
17, I get wish, I believe.
Come on.
I might get regenerate
Come
to regrow
on.
people's limbs.
Yeah.
I got a pygmy griffin.
Hey.
I got a flame tongue.
I got beans.
Yeah.
A griffin and swords and beans.
Okay, and here's the thing though. If you've been around for a Revive Pandemic long ago, the bag of beans messed up a boss battle of mine completely. And it was against a hag coven.
Oh my god. I was reading, I'm like, okay, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, Rorik pulled out the bag of beans and used it, and suddenly a statue appeared and started attacking everything around him.
Yo.
It was
It's
great.
pretty cool. Like, one of my friends who was watching, like, DM'd me, they're like, beans? And I'm like, look it up on D&D Beyond. It's not just beans.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end our session there. But I want to say thank you all, everyone, for hanging out with us. It's been awesome having you all here. Good to be back. So just remember that not next week, but the week after that, we will be back with more Ichor and Honor. Until then, on Thursday, we have every week, Revive Pandemic, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thank you again so much, everyone. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone.
We'll see you at the next table. Bye-bye.